Bonsoir à tous, j'espère que vous allez tous bien, j'espère que vous allez bien, j'espère que vous êtes en forme, j'espère que voilà. Moi ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas donné signe de vie, qu'on se le dise honnêtement, mais bon, voilà, je me suis dit que voilà, j'allais déjà streamer de une, donc l'événement d'Apple de ce soir. Et ensuite, deuxièmement, dire aussi que j'allais reprendre donc à faire du contenu qui me plaît avant tout. Et donc voilà, donc pour ça. Et j'ai aussi à faire passer un petit message personnel donc à quelques personnes qui se reconnaîtront, ils peuvent faire tout ce qu'ils veulent, mais en privé. Et si jamais j'apprends quoi que ce soit, s'il y a de la dégradation ou autre du contenu que je produis, ça ira plus loin qu'un simple signalement Twitter. Donc voilà pour ça. Donc c'est tout. Je vais reprendre tout doucement, faut juste que je me stabilise un petit peu, mais bon voilà, ça c'est d'ordre personnel. Mais voilà pour ça. Donc pour ce soir, je suis accompagné de deux gentils volontaires qui ont voulu. Non, en fait, c'est en vrai, je les ai forcés. Voilà, disons-le honnêtement. Je les ai forcés à m'aider. Non, je déconne.
Mais du coup, j'arrive pas à entendre ce que tu dis.
Mais c'est normal parce que voilà. Alors je suis avec. Oh putain, ça commence déjà. Je suis avec. Je suis avec. Ouais, on sent vu que c'est elle qui va déconcentrer. Allez, je suis avec Nicolas.
Non, c'est pas moi, non.
Oui, si, c'est toi.
Innocent.
Oui, l'innocent, voilà.
Cette gênance.
Non.
Mais non. Et Alicia, qui a une toute petite chaîne de 30, bientôt 40 000 abonnés, tout ça. Et...
oui, c'est petit.
N'est-ce pas Ouais, mais non, mais c'est bon, c'est entre nous, voilà, c'est pas... Hein. Donc voilà, alors j'espère que j'ai un son à peu près potable. Oula, il y a de la musique au secours. Ah oui, c'est la musique du bot Discord qu'il faut que j'enlève, non? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Ah non, je sais, c'est le live de la conve, c'est le live d'Apple qui commence en fait, donc je vais pouvoir couper ma musique d'ordi.
Oui.
Et il diffuse de la musique pas du tout libre de droit. Voilà. Donc le strike il va être bien dans ma gueule.
Oui, d'accord, ouais.
Et alors pour ceux qui veulent suivre, à part la conve, putain il y a plein de logos, il y a le logo de Snap, de Word, il y a plein de logos d'appli. Je vais vous le mettre à l'écran bientôt. Pour ceux qui veulent le suivre, vous pouvez le suivre indépendamment avec Edge en fait, et vous allez directement sur le site d'Apple et vous pouvez avoir la vidéo comme moi je vais la streamer en fait. Et
Pokémon Go.
oui, mais je sais pas ce qu'ils font, c'est quoi, en fait c'est tout leur partenaire. Ouais, je sais pas.
Ah, je pense que c'est ça.
À mon avis, il y a le logo de la WWE. Tu sais le truc du catch là.
Ouais.
Ah,
Il y a ça, il y a OVS.
Après, c'est peut-être tous leurs applis qu'ils ont.
Il y a Skype qu'on voit en fond vite fait.
TripAdvisor.
Ouais.
Il y a Word.
Oui, il y a le logo de Word, je veux savoir pourquoi. Ce que je vais faire, c'est que je vais mettre la capture d'écran sur le stream. Je suis désolé. Paf. Hop. Et transition. Waouh, ça marche. Alors du coup, je sais pas du tout si je mets en plein écran si ça va marcher ou pas, donc il va falloir me dire. Parce que je suis en monoscreen. Au pire, ce que je peux faire, c'est mettre un retour sur mon téléphone. Voilà, ça c'est pas con. C'est pas du tout con. Et faut me dire aussi si le son n'est pas trop fort. Enfin de la musique, enfin, si on nous entend par-dessus, ce serait bien.
Non, c'est bien. Non, c'est bien.
Non, c'est bien. C'est parfait. C'est parfait.
Ah non, c'est bien.
C'est quoi cette application Citron, s'il te plaît?
Mais je sais pas. Mais du coup, en tout cas, c'est bien, le stream est en plein écran, je suis content.
Bien.
Ouais.
C'est bien. Ouais, il est bien là.
Ça me dit quelque chose, Citron.
Parfois, tu devrais appuyer sur.
Hein?
OK en bas. Appuie sur OK en bas. Ça
Oui, c'est pas con.
Ah ouais, j'avoue.
Ça fera déjà un peu plus propre.
Bah ouais, tu vois.
Alors, du coup, ouais, mais en fait, c'est juste quand je mets en plein écran qui met.
Il y en a, il t'a dit il est OK Jojo, pas de dit.
Il est OK Jojo.
Salut
Ouais,
Fab, est-ce que tu es... Mais oui, je suis ok, je suis toujours ok,
Non,
faut se le
ah
dire.
mais je pense qu'il parle de ton stream.
Ah, il est ok, d'accord, bah merci, c'est gentil.
Ah, bah oui, je...
Ah bah déjà ça commence
Mais non,
bien,
mais parce
les
qu'en
deux.
fait, le problème, c'est qu'il y a un décalage monstre entre ce que je dis là et YouTube, donc voilà.
Ah, Discord, il y a même le logo Discord.
Bon, merci Fabd,
Où
je sais
ça
pas si je te connaissais déjà ou pas.
Ah, il y a Uber aussi.
Ouais.
Akinator.
Ouais.
J'aime bien la musique de fond en tout cas, même si je vais me prendre un strike dans la gueule, c'est pas grave.
Whatever it takes.
Non, là c'est Sia et Guetta.
Ah bon?
Ouais.
Ouais, c'est Fia ça.
J'ai un retard ou quoi,
Bah,
moi?
si tu l'écoutes sur mon stream, oui, t'as un retard. Et sinon, faut que t'ailles sur le site d'Apple directement en utilisant Edge si tu veux le regarder toi-même.
Bah là, je suis à maintenant. Mais je le voyais pas sur...
Non, sur mon stream, il y a un décalage, mais genre de monstre.
Oui, ça, oui. Ah, mal.
Ah,
Et c'est la première fois. C'est la première fois que je fais un stream et où je suis calé à temps. Genre, c'est un truc de taré. Il est
Le son est
18h50.
ok.
Pourquoi, normalement,
Alors il y a Fabdi, je crois qu'il a changé de coach, il a dit le son est ok avec le bon compte, c'est mieux.
Le son est
bon compte,
ok,
c'est mieux.
avec le bon compte, c'est mieux. Ah,
Alors,
j'ai changé de compte.
Le gars il s'appelle Red.
Mais c'est Monsieur Rec fait. Ah, mais je le connais très bien. Comment ça va-t-il bien? Comment ça va-t-il bien?
C'est un
mon
confrère, c'est ça?
C'est un confrère, mais oui. Qui faisait tant jadis du contenu qualitatif, mais.
Ah, bande de drogue.
Ou qui a peut-être repris, je sais plus, mais. En fait, j'ai pas mis la coche, donc du coup, je sais pas. Et ouais, c'est la première fois que je fais un stream et où je suis prêt en avance. Et Rec Phoenix peut en témoigner, c'est. Waouh.
Ah, mais c'est parce qu'il y a moi et Pew, c'est pour ça là.
Ouais, voilà, c'est ça.
On était en mode attente et tout.
Peut-être nous on a mis des emoticons et tout.
Ouais, j'ai vu. Waouh. Ça fait de l'animation, c'est bien.
Explorer quoi. Ah quoi. Oh putain.
Tout à l'heure, YouTube, il m'a quand même fait une bonne frayeur, il m'a quand même dit que mon flux était mauvais. Ouais. C'est vraiment. Il m'a dit que mon flux était
La
mauvais.
voix est horrible.
Mais non, oh là là.
Non, oh t'as fini.
Tout de suite, les grands mots.
Ah, elle est pas possible, là, ça restera jamais. Hein.
Ça se ressemble ma voix.
J'ai déjà entendu ou quoi?
Ah ouais, ils y vont bien à fond sur les musiques connues, hein. Le bon strike dans ma gueule.
Ah ouais, je pense que c'est fait pour.
Ouais, je pense aussi. Nickel et toi. Mais moi ça va, ça va. Ça va. Je suis à l'arrêt niveau. Bah oui, je sais bien, ouais. Mais c'est dommage. Mais moi je vais reprendre, là je suis de tac, j'ai du contenu de prêt. Enfin, presque prêt.
Ouais.
Je dis honnêtement.
Presque.
Et...
Hein.
Oui, presque.
Parce que, oula moi je le connais, hein.
Mais en vrai, voilà, je vais pouvoir reproposer des choses et je suis content. Je commence à me faire une petite... Même si le sommeil est un peu compliqué en ce moment, je commence à me faire une petite routine. Donc voilà.
Oh la musique.
Ouais.
Bienvenue chez Apple.
Ah bah là, t'es... Ouais. Faudrait pas mettre du Armin.
J'avoue.
Ah oui.
Avec les icônes qui bougent, qui vont
Mais
vers
oui.
en avant, t'sais.
You.
Ah, sexy.
Oh, FedEx.
Ah, il y a une application que j'utilisais à un moment donné de photos.
Puis elle fait toutes les icônes, tu sais.
Ah mais tu sais qu'à la regarder, ça m'endort. Ça, tu
Ça
comptes les
t'endort
icônes. Bah, regarde les icônes. Enfin, les icônes.
C'est hypnotise.
Bah en même temps la musique là elle est pas non plus super dynamique, j'ai envie de te dire.
Là, non.
C'est pas non plus, voilà, on a connu mieux. Moi je me rappelle il y a deux... Ouais, quand ils ont présenté l'iPhone 7, ils avaient commencé direct avec 20 White Pilot et tout.
Oh oui, désolé, hein, c'est pas ma faute.
C'est pas
plus
grave,
motivé quand ils vont commencer à parler.
Mais c'est la fin de journée, c'est pas grave.
Quoi, c'est pas le début?
Ah bon?
Ah, je me réveille.
C'est tout.
Bravo, je vous belle imitation du tambour. Ah là là. Petit piou et c'est...
C'est bizarre, on a toujours pas vu une seule image de la salle pour l'instant. D'habitude ils nous montrent, enfin ils nous font le tour et tout des gens qui s'installent.
Peut-être qu'ils vont encore révolutionner.
Ouais, peut-être qu'ils vont faire encore être en retard.
Bah il est 58 donc après on n'est pas... voilà.
Non, il est pas 58, il est 55.
Oui non mais je sais pas le dire, c'est bien. C'est pas grave. En fait je suis sur mon téléphone et pour...
T'inquiète, Piou, je lui finis une montre, ça fait le même effet.
Alors.
Hein, Piou, t'as dit où ta montre? Il est quelle heure dessus?
Mais je l'ai pas là.
Ah, bravo.
Non mais la montre sans...
Il y a YouTube, il y a Adobe là en appli que je suis en train de voir, il y a Xbox.
Ah, il y a une application avec un petit chat et un petit poussin on dirait.
T'as sorti une appli Piou? Quand est-ce que tu l'as fait? Il y a Netflix aussi.
C'est la Piou Kitty, l'application Piou Kitty.
Oh, c'est trop chou, c'est quoi?
Il y a quoi d'autre? Il y a... Le reste je connais pas sinon. Ah si, il y a Lightroom.
Domino's Pizza. Uber Eats. Big Star
Ah oui,
Movie.
exact.
OneDrop. YouTube. Firefox.
C'est quoi l'application avec le mec?
TripAdvisor. C'est quoi?
Avec le mec là tout en bas.
Avec le mec...
Ah, je sais pas, je connais pas.
Ouais,
Ça doit être un
non,
jeu. Ça doit être un jeu.
Et c'est un jeu.
Ouais, je crois.
J'ai même pas fait de tweet, honte à moi. J'en ai fait un, mais à 2h de l'après-midi.
Ah, l'application préférée des Piou, Instagram.
Ouais, c'est ça, il y a Insta.
Ah ouais.
Ah, ça y est, ça commence, il parle.
Ça y est?
Non mais moi... Non mais vous avez une avance sur moi, pourquoi?
Bah, moi je l'ai
Non,
pas,
regarde
moi
pas.
c'est encore la musique là.
Ah, moi, il a parlé.
Ah bah moi ça part maintenant.
Moi c'est la musique.
Je sais plus qu'on m'a dit ça. Ah, ouais, bah ça parle maintenant. Hein.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ah ça y est.
our presentation will begin shortly. As a courtesy
Hey,
to our
il
presenters
parle
and
plus,
other
là.
members of the audience,
Ah, il a dit.
please take
Eh
this
ouais,
moment
vous
to
êtes déjà
switch
chez
all
Apple,
electronic
vous allez
devices
attendre.
to silent mode. Thank you.
Ouais, ça c'est... Une faire patienter.
Uber Eats pour commander du McDo.
Tiens.
Ou
Donnant.
du KFC.
Et que le mec il vient, mais il s'en va, parce qu'il l'a pas trouvé.
Oh. Mince alors.
Oh, la musique. Oh, la musique. Brr, brr, tch, tch, brr, brr.
Ah moi je suis pas encore là, Yosh.
Ah, application Disney.
Ah. Par contre, ce qui serait bien, mais je pense, à mon avis, j'ai vu aucune rumeur là-dessus, c'est qu'il lance une appli concurrentielle à Netflix et à Amazon Prime.
Apple, genre Apple TV.
Apple
tout ça.
Movie ou un truc du genre, enfin...
Ah ouais.
Oh la musique,
Bah non,
let's go.
Apple TV c'est autre chose.
Bah, Apple TV c'est déjà le boîtier.
Ouais.
Elle est bien la musique, comme ça.
Ah, il y a WeTransfer.
Ouais. Il y a quand même plus d'1 milliard d'applis là-dessus.
Bah, c'est pour ça, ils vont nous faire attendre de voir les milliards avant de lancer le stream. Le live.
Tu vois, putain, t'imagines.
Ah, mais je serais pas bien, moi. Je reviens demain. Hein. À la vitesse où ça tourne. Ah, il y a Ikea.
Ouais. Il fallait mettre en avant les Suédois, attends.
Yes. Ah, bah bon appétit, Red Felix.
Bah bon app, peut-être à tout à l'heure,
Voilà,
ou
bah.
je sais pas.
Il a dit qu'à tout à l'heure, on va sûrement
Bah à toutes.
Ah, le Baba Say.
T'as entendu que j'ai baillé?
Oui.
Non, non. Elle baille comme un cheval.
Non.
Alors j'avoue que c'est les chevaux qui sont imités. Putain, c'est quoi cette application eBay Kleinanzeigen? Vous connaissez pas ça?
eBay, non, bah à part eBay tout court, moi.
Bah ouais, là c'était eBay Kleinanzeigen.
Ouais, c'est quand même bizarre.
Kroger. Application 6.
Par contre, ils auraient peut-être pu, ce qu'ils auraient pu faire, c'est passer
Aïe.
Molotov. Parce que bon, Molotov,
Bah.
ils sont en partenariat avec eux, j'ai pas vu le logo une seule fois.
Ah bah moi j'ai pas... On va dire, ils en ont tellement mis là que...
En même temps, j'ai envie de dire, c'est soit tu mets Disney, soit tu mets le reste.
C'est bon, ça commence.
Putain, attends, je crois que je vais faire F5 parce que je suis tellement en retard.
Moi j'ai déjà fait F5 et pourtant Yoshi il est toujours en avance sur moi.
Bah là, pour ça, il se passe rien, c'est ce qu'ils ont mis.
Moi, c'est de la musique.
DC18 que no schedule. San José, Convention Center San José.
Saint-José, ouais. Mais c'est bizarre parce que...
Non, on dit San
Ah, ça y est,
José.
j'y suis, j'ai le...
San José.
Ah, ça commence. Écran noir.
Steve Jobs Convention Center.
Yeah, ça applaudit et tout. Ouais.
Mais arrête, t'es tout le temps en avance.
Mais oui, t'es en avance, mec, c'est horrible.
Bah, c'est ça d'avoir une BM.
Pourquoi t'es toujours en avance, toi?
Bah, parce que j'ai une BM.
C'est pas juste. À chaque fois qu'on regarde un truc, il est tout le temps en avance.
C'est ça une BM.
L'écran noir.
Moi, je suis déjà. Bon, je peux pas le dire, ça sera spot.
Ouais, tu vas spoil, mec.
Ah ouais, c'est un avion.
Oh là putain, la cinématique.
Northern California's Bay Area. Here is the stage for a truly remarkable natural occurrence. Every year, a great migration is made by one of the world's most mysterious species. To reach
Je vais voir un mec
this
avec ses cheveux.
utopian destination, these
L'Oréal.
unique mammals will instinctively embark
Là,
on
c'est-
a magic journey from all corners of the world. This
Il parle des développeurs.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Triceratops, or as it is more commonly known, the developer.
Et là, il y en a un qui a un Galaxy S9 à la main, je rigole.
11.5 months of hibernation has taken its
Nokia
toll,
3310.
and the sun is harsh as these nocturnal cave-dwelling creatures must greet daylight. For most, this momentous migration is their first, while for a select few, the pilgrimage is a time-honored tradition.
Par contre, les bords noirs, elles sont un petit peu...
Originating
Dégueulasse.
in the remote
Ouais.
garages of Silicon Valley,
Ouais.
developers
Après, je pense que dans la salle, ils doivent avoir un
Mais non,
super...
c'est un nouveau format, tu vois, c'est
how
l'ultra panoramique, tu vois. c'est-
Non mais après, dans la salle, ils ont peut-être un projecteur... ouais, je sais pas.
and so
Enfin, ils ont peut-être un truc bizarre, différent d'habitude.
Oh, ils te montrent quasiment qu'ils ont des objets collecteurs.
as developers
Bah ouais.
congregate at the event, access
Comment il se la
to the
pète avec tous
herd
ces badges.
can be hard to come
Ouais, c'est un peu ça.
For some, blending in is easier said than
Je
done.
pèse.
Ah, le mec, il avait tellement de badges, j'étais en mode, tu l'as
To
vu celui-là?
distinguish themselves, developers identify each other through decorative tribal symbols. These extraordinary plumages are designed to entice and attract. Here, a pack of rogue younglings at play.
Tu sais comment ils ont faim?
The safety of numbers allows them to
Ils ont la dalle.
C'est moi.
Ouais, c'est des pious.
indigenous silver-crested king developer. Although tempting, one may look at but not touch the main,
Il faut croire qu'on court et
the
tout.
feeding frenzy at the
Ouais,
great
c'est ça.
moving in like a
je te
pack
jure, ça
of
fait délire.
famished piranhas. This frugal breed will spare no morsel. Those who can pull rank on prime cuts. The event culminates in what is known as the
C'est sérieux, la femme elle a un pizza $5000 sur elle.
Ouais, c'est ça. Tu sens qu'on n'est pas dans le même monde là quand même.
Ah oui, là.
C'est le pins qui se vend à 5000 à l'heure actuelle.
De quoi?
La nana elle a un pins multicolore Apple, c'est les premiers pins qui étaient sortis de tout, il vaut 5000 € à l'heure
Ah
actuelle.
bon? 5000 €?
Ouais.
C'est quoi leur deal avec le bord là? Ah, c'est un MacBook. J'ai pas vu que c'était important.
Just look at these letters, symbols, formulas, and mumbled jargon. Only these enlightened shamans can decode their true.
Ah mais t'en es déjà là toi?
The creative
Ouais.
bonds formed
Mais donc ça a pris.
Ah là là!
these geniuses to unlock our future.
Une tribute aux développeurs qui viennent spécialement pour...
Species scientists
Ouais.
will continue to study.
Pour
Vous avez de l'avance sur moi vous?
Ah bon?
Ah,
Bah
d'accord.
c'est
Welcome
Yoshi,
home.
il est...
Quoi, c'est...
C'est de sa faute.
Ah, là il y a tonton Tim qui va arriver. Ah il est là, mais il y a Tim qui vient de rentrer sur scène.
Ça y est.
Ça y est, il fait le beau gosse.
Ah, good morning parce qu'il est 10h chez eux.
Ah bah oui.
Good morning! I hear the student developers. Good morning and welcome to WWDC 2018.
Waouh, 20
It
millions
is
d'Apple
great to
développeurs
be
de base.
back in San Jose with everyone. We have developers here
Ah ouais,
from all over
ouais,
the world
quand
this
même.
morning
Ouais,
from
c'est-
77 countries. That's more than ever before. And I couldn't be happier to announce that we now have over 20 million Apple developers
Ah, 20
around the
millions c'est quand
world.
même assez impressionnant quand même.
That's more than ever
Ah ouais,
before.
j'avoue.
We've got 6,000 folks in the hall this morning. Welcome. And many millions more watching online. Now, the way that developers get to share their amazing work
Ah,
is
c'est peut-être
through
pour
the
ça
App
qu'ils ont
Store.
fait
Your
une intro avec plein d'applications.
have
Ouais, je
made
pense,
the
ouais.
App Store the best place to get the very best apps. Next month, the App Store turns 10.
Ah l'App Store a 10 ans. Ah ouais,
Ouais, 10
exact. Il a été lancé avec
C'est le-
l'iPhone 3G.
Et c'est le plus grand market.
Ouais.
Ah, c'est devenu tout un truc, ça a révolutionné.
Il y a 500 millions de visiteurs par.
Bah t'aurais pas eu l'App Store, t'aurais pas jamais eu Google Play, hein. Enfin, faut dire les choses. Quoi.
Ah, ça a créé tellement d'emplois et d'entreprises et
Bah c'est ça.
Bah ouais.
The App Store is
Le
the
boom.
world's largest app marketplace. And we now welcome over 500 million weekly visitors. This is mind-blowing.
500 d'appli visio. Oh la vache.
It's the most incredible app
Voilà.
marketplace that the world has ever seen.
Là, il va dire combien d'argent
100
les
millions.
développeurs ils ont gagné.
100
We're
billions
going
de
to
dollars.
achieve
Ouais.
another huge milestone. The money that developers have earned through the App Store will top $100 billion.
C'est assez impressionnant quand même.
This is beyond remarkable. The App Store is clearly the best place for you to be rewarded for your hard work and creativity. Now, at Apple, we know that developers are a powerful group of creators, that they can achieve and they can develop anything that they can imagine with their code. We want more people to learn the power of code. And it all starts with Swift and
connais ça,
Swift
Jojo?
Playgrounds. We created Swift to make it easy.
L'application
to make it
Swift.
so easy to learn to code that it was
Non.
as easy as our products are to use. Swift is extremely popular. In fact, it's the fastest growing programming language out there. Now, Apple developers are already using it in huge numbers. In fact, over 350,000 apps have been written in Swift on the App Store. Now,
J'ai pas développé d'appli sur iOS donc je peux pas te dire.
coding is an essential
Ah oui.
skill and believe it should be offered by every school in the world. Now, learning to code has so many benefits. It develops problem solving and critical thinking skills. That's why we created Everyone Can Code, with free teaching and learning resources so that everyone could learn to code. It's been so successful and is now available to tens of millions of students around the world. Just imagine what this new generation of coders will create. Whatever it is, I'm sure that it's going to change the world. At Apple, changing the world and making it a better place is what it's all about for us. We aim to put the customer at the center of everything that we do. That's why, together with you, the developer community, we're working hard to provide new and better experiences for our customers.
Ça fait longtemps que je l'avais pas vu aussi longtemps sur scène.
Live a better day. And these experiences, of course, are expressed through our 4 amazing
iOS, WatchOS, tvOS, macOS.
Today is all about software, and we've got some very exciting updates across all 4 platforms. We're going to get started with iOS.
Ah, on démarre carrément dans le dur, Yosh, ça c'est pour nous.
Comme d'habitude, hein, ça impacte le monde, quoi.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Bah ouais, sans iOS, tu vis pas.
It brings awesome new features that will impact the world. To tell you all about what we have planned for this year, I'd like to introduce Craig Federico.
Allez, Craig, viens. Allez, viens, Craig. Donc là, c'est iOS 12 qu'on va voir.
Ouais.
Well, our next big release of iOS is, you guessed it, iOS 12. Now, our customers, of course, are going to receive iOS 12 as a free software update. Now, it's easy to forget now, but iOS pioneered this approach of helping you get more out of the device you already own through free updates. And some of those updates have been really quite profound. Like the App Store, giving us a whole new way to discover and download apps. It itself was delivered via software update, as were the folders we use to organize those apps. And can you imagine living without Find My iPhone, or iMessage with its end-to-end securely encrypted messaging, or the revolution in iPad productivity with slide over, split view, and drag and drop. Or AR, changing the way we interact with the world around us.
ARKit semble en bouffer, ça me fait chier par contre.
And of course, we want to get these improvements to as many of our customers
La réalité augmentée.
iOS 11 supports devices that were introduced as far back as 2013, like the iPhone 5S.
iPhone 5S, ah c'est bon, c'est pas la dernière année de l'iPhone 5S.
Android 6%, oh ça clash.
C'est ça qui est bon.
Oh ça clash.
Now as we stand here today, 81% of our over a billion active iOS devices are running our latest release. And now when you look at the competition, well,
oh putain.
It's hard to say they really have a software update.
Ouais, enfin quand les photos ne se copient pas sur l'ordi.
C'est ça. Ah. Et quand on change sur l'iPhone X au bout de 1.
What's much more important to us is customer satisfaction, and we're thrilled to report that customer sat for iOS 11 is at 95%.
Oh putain, les chiffres de la mauvaise foi, quoi. C'est un truc de taré, n'empêche.
Delivering all of these features across such
ouais, amazing, Phoenix, comme tu dis. Amazing.
Performance is a challenge we take really seriously. And so for iOS 12, we are doubling down on performance.
Ah, s'ils pouvaient améliorer les perfs et la stabilité, ça serait cool quand même.
We're working top to bottom, making improvements to make your device faster and more responsive. And because we want these changes to be available to the full range of our customers, iOS 12 will be available on all the same devices as iOS 11.
Putain,
this is the largest base ever supported by an Apple release.
iPhone 5S quand même.
Là, là, il parle du 6 qui va gagner en 40%
d'efficacité.
Ouais.
Ah bon, avec l'update?
Ouais.
Il y en a eu tellement, ils peuvent pas s'en débarrasser comme ça. Enfin.
iOS 12 delivers a number of improvements across
L'iPhone
common
6 il va être plus violent.
You'll see that apps launch up to 40% faster.
Ah, c'est
cool.
Keyboard
can come up to 50% faster, and you can slide to take a photo at up to 70% faster.
Putain, j'avoue, le 6 il va prendre un step up.
Now, our deepest focus this year is optimizing the system
Ça va
when
être
it's
beau.
under load. And that's where you need performance the most and where iOS 12 really shines. Now, we've put iOS 12 through our stress test, and we saw in those conditions share sheet coming up twice as fast and apps launching twice as fast.
Carrément deux fois plus.
Now, this took changes, thank you very much. This took improvements in many, many places in the system, and I want to highlight just one, and it starts with the silicon. You know, our tight collaboration with our chip team has enabled us to optimize iOS across the full range of our A-series silicon. Now, CPUs traditionally respond to increased demand for performance by slowly ramping up their clock speed. Well, now iOS 12, we're much smarter. When we
un tout petit peu.
Need a burst of performance to begin scrolling or launching an app, we ramp up processor performance instantly to its highest states, delivering high performance, and then ramp it down just as fast to preserve battery life. Now, these are
l'autonomie, il faut qu'on en parle par contre.
That are coming to not just our older devices, but the full range of devices.
La réalité augmentée.
Attention.
Ça par contre, ça me fait chier.
Ah oui?
Bah... C'est bien, hein. Mais au commun des mortels...
But we've done more, much more. We have a lot to cover today.
Encore,
and it starts with augmented reality. You know,
ça vaut pas encore le coup, quoi.
Bah... Il y a quand même des choses qui vont devenir pas mal avec ça, mais pour l'instant, nos prémices, quoi.
It enables all kinds of new experiences, changing the way we have fun and the way we work. And in iOS 12, we wanted to make an easy way to experience AR across the system. And to do that, we got together with some of the greatest minds in 3D at Pixar. And together, we created a new file format for AR. It's called USDZ. And it's a compact single file format that's optimized for sharing while retaining great 3D graphics and even animations. Now, you can use USDZ across the system, from the Files app to Safari, to even sharing them over messages and mail. And what's great is you can place these 3D objects into the real world. It's something that's like AR Quick Look. It's really awesome. Now, all kinds of creatives to be able to create content for AR. And so we're working with the leading companies for 3D tools, 3D libraries,
Adobe,
their support for USDZ. Now, one company that's been all in.
Bah, il serait temps parce que l'iPad Pro, on attend toujours Lightroom et Photoshop, j'ai envie de dire.
Ah oui?
Ouais. Pour l'iPad Pro, ouais.
Their CTO to the stage. Abe.
Il a un accent super cliché.
C'est ça.
Ça a l'air.
Je sais même pas le dire.
Putain, le chinois.
Chinois, non.
Pas chinois, ça.
Indien.
Bah oui.
Mais par contre, je savais pas du tout qu'Adobe était parti dans la réalité augmentée.
Moi non plus.
And so today we are actually announcing
Photoshop out of the match.
On dirait Raj
to Adobe's
dans Big
Creative
Bang
Cloud.
Theory.
Oui.
With Creative Cloud, designers
Ah,
and
ces gens ils parlent
developers
toujours mieux anglais que
will
moi.
now be able to use familiar
Ah bah oui,
apps that they know and love, like Photoshop or Dimension, to create amazing AR content and bring it easily via USB.
Easily.
Comment on a envie de se marrer dans le public.
We are going to bring the
un peu
power
pas
of
du quick
immersive design
Le pire, c'est ceux au premier rang.
with a new set of services and applications.
Mais par contre, ils sont filmés, donc ils se marrent, je pense qu'ils se prennent une cartouche, tu vois.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ah, je crois qu'ils se font virer.
Design amazing AR experiences quickly.
Crazy, bien aidé.
You will be able to bring in
Il y en a un, la tête d'un spectateur, tu vois qu'il se retient, il est là.
directly into a native AR environment. In fact, for the first time with Creative Cloud and iOS,
Le
you will have
pauvre.
what you see is what you get editing in AR. It's pretty cool. So, come join us this afternoon, State of the Union.
Du coup, j'ai même pas suivi ce qu'il a dit.
En gros, qu'ils vont préparer Photoshop et tout le bordel à la réalité augmentée.
Ah.
Bon, pas.
Je vois pas l'intérêt, mais pour l'instant du moins.
On verra bien ça dans 10 ans.
And fortunately, the precise calibration of sensors in iOS devices and our tight hardware-software integration mean that we do this really well. And we wanted to enable everyone to take advantage of this capability. So we're introducing a new app, and it's called Measure. It makes it really easy.
Oh là là,
Il y a un nouveau Xcode.
And get their dimensions, and measure lines along surfaces. And I'd like to show it to you now.
L'effet de quoi, là?
C'est trop stylé.
Des mesures et tout.
Ah oui, avec la... Bah, c'est le but, ouais.
Came upon my old suitcase from my traveling days in college. Lot of memories in here.
Ça, par contre...
C'est une nouveauté de l'OS, ça?
Ouais. Ça, par contre...
C'est bien ça. Pour ceux qui travaillent sur le terrain.
Mais même moi, je dis pas... Même pour moi qui peut pas lire un mètre, je dis pas non.
Pourquoi tu sais pas lire un mètre?
Bah mec, c'est tellement petit.
Ah.
Tu veux que j'en fasse quoi de ton mètre?
Ah bah oui, j'avoue.
Ah, génial.
Genre sa mère, elle donnait une photo de lui quand il était petit.
Elle veut qu'il l'ait tout le temps sur lui.
C'est une blague, t'avais le bébé avec la coupe de cheveux, s'il te plaît.
Bah c'est Craig, hein.
C'est pas mal ça.
Oh putain. Moi je viens juste de voir le bébé pour vous dire à quel point je suis en décalage par rapport à vous.
Ah oui.
And get, oh yeah, cute little baby, wasn't I? And you can get measurements just like that. It's really fantastic. Now, I'd like to turn now to USDZ and its support throughout the system. You know, you can experience USDZ in so many places, and one of those places is news. Now, here's an article, and we're all accustomed to seeing images in news articles.
C'est quoi le truc du poisson là?
Here you see a USDZ asset, and I can just tap on this little 3D control.
Je sais pas si c'est genre
en 3D touch, ouais.
And experience it. You can see the amazing animations that are possible, and of course, it's fully interactive. So I can zoom in and pan.
C'est une animation sur une page.
Isn't that amazing?
C'était dans quoi ça? Je sais même pas l'appli que c'est.
Bah moi non plus j'ai vu, c'est pas, on dirait que c'est une nouvelle appli.
Here I am at the Fender website, and they actually let you configure your guitar with the kind of finish and pickguard that you want. So I can select a configuration option here.
Là il est en train de montrer la réalité augmentée, genre si tu veux acheter genre...
Ah.
Wow.
Tu peux voir la place que ça va prendre dans ta...
Ouais.
Ça c'est bien par contre.
Ah j'avoue.
Check that out.
Ça c'est stylé.
And that's a quick look at USDZ
Ikea par Ikea.
in iOS 12. Next,
pour ton shtummel.
Next I'd like to talk
simuler ce qui va prendre ton shtummel dans ton salon.
Ouais, c'est ça.
And that's ARKit. ARKit opens up the world of AR to hundreds of millions of users, making it the world's largest AR platform by far. And we're on a relentless pace of advancement with AR, and that continues today with ARKit 2.
Ouais, donc c'est le nouveau kit quoi.
ARKit 2 delivers advances with improved face tracking, more realistic rendering, and support for 3D object detection and persistence, which enables launching into AR experiences associated with a particular object or physical space.
Mec, la mise à jour par contre du kit elle est assez majeure quand même.
Or having a physical classroom serve as the foundation for a lesson that was authored in AR. But probably best is the support for shared experiences. Now this delivers true multi-user augmented reality. You and the people around you will be able to see your own perspective.
Le mec il a carrément construit un... ouais, d'accord. En réalité augmentée quoi.
Et après on casse.
Ah la gueule.
Oh Lego.
Mais oui moi je suis au Lego là, je suis au Capla là, à la con. Le petit se poser sur une table là.
Ah non mais moi je suis encore après.
Ah ouais d'accord.
Martin Sander, directeur Innovation.
T'es loin.
Il a une grosse tête et un petit corps.
T'es loin.
Ah ouais?
Ouais.
Mais si, il est super loin.
So I'm pleased to
Dans
invite
le temps.
Martin Sanders to Lego to the stage to give you a live demonstration. Martin.
That's great. Thank you very much. Creating and playing with physical Lego sets brings great joy to millions of children and Lego fans all over the world. And now, with ARKit 2, we get to expand those creative possibilities like never before and take things beyond the physical. What we try to do is combine physical and digital together to really open up those creative play possibilities. Because our Lego sets are really the start point for all of those children's imaginations. And when we get a chance to really embed ARKit 2, it takes it to the next level. Let me show you what I mean.
Ah non.
Here we have assembly school.
Genre un Lego, ça peut devenir interactif maintenant.
And already has so many great details, it's awesome to play with. But wouldn't it be great if we could take things even further? Well now, with 3D object detection, we get to recognize our models and bring them to life.
Et bientôt il va y avoir un super...
Les Lego vont te parler quoi.
C'est presque ça mec. Bientôt il va y avoir Super Mario Lego, tu vas voir, en AR.
Ah mais c'est ça en fait, c'est limite Lego, en fait tu peux avoir la réalité... En fait tu vas parler avec tes Lego et interagir en direct avec tes Lego.
Oh, what the fuck.
Well, they represent missions and stories that we can explore. And with a world as rich and as immersive as this, who wouldn't want to play? So let's add a character. How about this little guy here?
Ah ouais, petit personnage, ouais.
Welcome back. Let's go on an adventure.
Awesome, let's go on an adventure. But going on an adventure with friends is often way more fun. So Anders,
c'est un peu abusé quand même.
I'm always up for an adventure.
C'est sympa, non?
Oui, par contre, technologiquement, c'est super sympa. Hein.
Ah bah oui, ça oui. Imagine-toi les gamins, quoi. Ils vont tous avoir une tablette, quoi.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ah, j'avoue.
Let's go ahead and add a few things from our collection, Anders.
Okay, I will add a
Batman!
bank over here.
Very nice, I like it. How about taking this for a spin?
Ah, that's cool.
Because just look at all those rich details you can see
ouais,
on the
technologiquement, franchement, c'est super sympa.
Ah, j'avoue que là, c'est violent, quand même.
Ah ouais, carrément l'intérieur du truc, ah ouais.
Yeah, I think I'm going to add this guy. He's definitely going to keep the bank safe. Oh look, my character's hungry. Let's take him over to the bakery.
C'est trop cute.
Oui, le ciné.
Non, le Lego, il a foutu le feu au bâtiment. Non!
And check out all the details that were hidden before.
Got
a ballerina, little music session going on, and looks like a bathroom.
Ouais, genre en gros, les enfants ils peuvent s'inventer, enfin prendre vie aux
ouais, c'est un peu
histoires en fait.
C'est un peu ça, ouais. La musique elle faisait un peu Disney quand même.
Got a situation, I'm going to need your help over here.
Okay, I've got a fire truck.
Perfect. You put out those flames while...
What the fuck?
Dear. Somebody's got themselves trapped on the roof, so I'm going to use this helicopter.
Tu débloques même des nouveaux objets quoi.
Mais ouais, c'est un hélicoptère, mais what the fuck?
Un holocoptère.
Un holocoptère.
Almost done.
Great, those guys are safe. And the flames look like they're almost out.
En fait, à partir de Lego, ça peut inventer une vie.
Ouais, c'est un peu ça.
Ouais. Là, tu construis ton truc et tu peux prendre vie au...
Ouais.
À ton décor.
Mais c'est impressionnant quand même, technologiquement.
Ouais. J'avoue que c'est violent.
Et ça, c'est avec une nouvelle application réalité augmentée où tu peux mesurer, tu peux regarder.
So look out for more Lego AR experiences in the App Store later this year. Thank you very much, everybody.
Isn't that great? So that's our update on AR in iOS 12. Next, I'd like to turn to photos. You know, over 1 trillion photos are captured on iPhone each year. And photos is the best way to relive and share those moments. This year, we're making photos even better, and it starts with search. Search has powerful object
Ah là, grâce à l'iOS 10, il va faire des catégories avec les photos.
Mais ça, on en avait déjà.
Ah mais là, il va chercher pour toi tout seul, avec des suggestions et tout.
Ah ouais. En fait, ouais, il faisait ça, mais que sur les visages. Maintenant, ça va être...
les lieux.
Sur les lieux.
Bah en fait, en fonction des photos, il va faire des suggestions, il va les trier en fonction des lieux, de ce que c'est et tout. Genre comme il a dit, si tu prends plein de photos de chiens, il va les mettre ensemble pour dire c'est des chiens. Catégorie chien. Si tu prends que des voitures, il va tous les mettre ensemble pour dire catégorie voiture.
Bah si tu regardes dans ton appli photo, t'as déjà un peu ça avec les lieux. Dans photo et dans album.
Là, il a marqué si vous êtes intéressé par la cohérence de mon discours, cliquez sur le petit pouce bleu.
Je n'aurais pas dit mieux, monsieur Crespin.
Petit pouce bleu.
C'est le top de la chaîne.
C'est ça.
Mais c'est qui?
Bon, je t'en ai déjà parlé, je t'inquiète.
Ah.
Tu le connais?
Effect suggestions, for instance, suggesting looping a live photo or applying a new portrait effect to one of your portrait photos. And we even highlight your shared album activity. Now, when it comes to sharing, there are many ways you can share photos, but our focus is on sharing great photos with the people you care about most. And that's why this year in For You, we've added sharing suggestions. So imagine you've gone out for a great dinner with some friends and you took some photos. Well, afterwards and For You, you'll see a suggestion like this to share those photos. If you tap in, you'll see that Photos is even recommending a set of photos from that set that you might want to share and suggest who you might want to share them with, based in part by the people that appeared in the photos. When you share them, they're shared at full resolution out of your iCloud
tu peux prendre des photos
photo
avec tes
library.
amis
And
et du
when your
coup,
friend receives them, something really magical happens.
Ils peuvent avoir la même
Their
chose.
libraries for other photos they took at that event and suggest that they share them back to you, so you both can end up with the full set.
J'ai tout compris. Enfin, j'ai pas tout suivi.
Now, this is built around iMessage, so of course it's private using end-to-end encryption, and all of those smarts are done with on-device machine learning. So that's your quick update on photos in iOS 12. And next, let's turn to Siri. Now, Siri is by far the world's most used digital assistant, with over 10 billion requests processed per month. And because Siri works across all your devices, it's always there to help you through your day getting things done. Now, we all know that Siri
En anglais, comment tu dis c'est, enfin, quand tu appelles Siri?
Hey Siri.
Tu dois lui dire Hey Siri.
Ouais, c'est ça.
But we wanted to make Siri able to do much more for you. And we're doing that by taking advantage of the power of apps with a new feature we call shortcuts. Now, with shortcuts, any app can expose quick actions to Siri. Let's look at some examples.
Ah, c'est un porte-clés à mettre à tes clés
Now,
parce que tu les as perdus, c'est ça,
tile
je
app
peux
because you're always losing your keys.
Hey Siri, I lost my
Tile app can
keys.
expose the option
Et genre, elle va te dire où sont.
to Siri.
Voilà, par contre,
You can assign
J'attends de voir.
Faut apporter clé, quoi. Soit tu peux pas le faire.
Pour la modique somme de...
Ouais, c'est ça.
de 100 €.
Ah, peut-être qu'ils font pareil que Google, oui, j'en sais rien, mais... J'ai même pas assisté à la conf de Google pour te dire, donc... Au moins, je sais que ce sera plus stable que Google.
Ah ouais?
Siri is more than just a voice. Siri is working all the time in the background to make proactive suggestions for you, even before you ask. And now with shortcuts, you can do so much more. So for instance, let's say you order a coffee every morning at Phil's before you go to work. Well now, Siri can suggest right on your lock screen that you do that. You tap on it,
Ah, le centre d'identification, il a l'air sympa quand même.
Ah, c'est bien.
Or if when you get to the gym, you use
c'est
active
cool,
to track
ça.
workouts. Well, that suggestion will appear.
Ah, ça, Google le fait déjà, hein, mais...
And this even works when
J'attends de
you pull
voir.
down into search. You'll get great
J'attends de voir.
suggestions. Like say you're running late for a meeting, well Siri will suggest you text
C'est un
the
peu
meeting
comme ce que je
organizer.
voudrais, quoi.
Or when you go to the movie,
Un ordi qui me
suggest
dit
that
ah
you
ouais,
turn
n'oublie
on
pas
Do
de
Not
faire ça,
Disturb.
tout comme
That's just
ça,
being
genre.
considerate. And remind you to call grandma on her
N'oublie pas
birthday.
d'aller
Just
aux
tap,
toilettes un jour,
it'll
hein.
dial the Now, we think we're all going to really enjoy using shortcuts. And so we went a step further. We wanted to let you create your own shortcuts as users of multiple steps across multiple applications. And we're doing it with a new Shortcuts app. So with the Shortcuts app, you could do something like create a shortcut for surf time. And it could go get you the surf report, look up the current weather, get you the ETA to the beach, and even create a reminder for you to put on sunscreen when you get there. Now, it's all done with simple drag and drop steps in the Shortcuts editor right here. It's really easy. Now, to show you how shortcuts can streamline your day, I'd like to invite one of our leaders from our Siri Shortcuts project, Kim Beverett, to the stage to give you a live demo. Kim!
T'aurais pu la faire toi-même, feignasse, hein. T'as des mots.
I am so stoked to show you Siri Shortcuts. To do that, I'm going to walk you through my day. So imagine it's the morning, I'm headed to work, and I pick up my phone, and I see this suggestion from Phil's Coffee. Siri has learned that I do this most mornings, so now I can just tap on the suggestion, and I see all the details I need to confirm my perfect mint mojito right here on the lock screen without even going into the app. So let's get caffeinated, and I'm done.
C'est bien ça.
Fast forward a little bit, and I'm sitting at my desk at my office, and I need to know when my next meeting is. I'll go to the Up Next widget, and it looks like I am running a little late for a rather important meeting, so I should probably let someone know. And it looks like Shortcuts is a few steps ahead of me. I could call into the meeting, or I could let the organizer know that I'm running late. I should probably tell Ari what's up. That looks like just what I want to say. Sorry, Ari. Let's send it. Perfect. I also want to show you how you can add a shortcut to Siri. So let's take a look at Kayak. I keep all of my travel details in Kayak. Most important is my post-WWDC relaxation trip to Los Angeles. You can see I've got my flight, my hotel, all the details, everything I need, but what I really want is to be able to use this and get to this information with my voice while I'm on the go. So let's head back, and I can just tap Add to Siri, record my custom phrase,
C'est bien. Ça, c'est pas mal.
Ouais. So now, when I land at the airport,
ça peut vraiment faciliter quand tu es vraiment en déplacement.
Hotel address, I can just say travel plans.
Kayak says, your hotel is at 929 South Broadway. You can check in after 3 p.m.
Isn't that cool? It's pretty cool. So I would love to be on that vacation, but I should probably finish this demo. So let's head back to work, and I can show you how the Shortcuts app can help me with my commute.
Après, à voir comment que ça va se foutre en français, mais...
hundreds of pre-made shortcuts that you can download, or we can hop over to the library, and I've got a bunch of shortcuts here, but I want to show you my heading home shortcut. You can see that it's just really a series of steps. It grabs my location and my travel time, and it sends my ETA to my roommate. It sets my HomeKit thermostat to 70 degrees, and it turns on my fan. And last, it gets directions home with Apple Maps with the best.
Mais sur Google, c'est comment en fait?
Cool, but I happen to be an NPR news.
Bah c'est ça, j'ai jamais vu ça sur.
To save me some trouble on the ride home. Let's tap search. And there's a bunch I can add here.
Après, ils l'ont peut-être montré à la dernière Google I.O., mais je l'ai pas regardé.
Play KQED radio, drag this in, drop it, and we're set. I've already added this shortcut.
De toute façon, vu le nombre qu'il y a eu de passés sur Android.
C'est bientôt de plus en plus, on va avoir un truc que je veux.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Avec ma maison qui fait des choses.
Qui fait des choses.
Je me dis, alors, vous vous sentez comment aujourd'hui?
And I turned on the fan, playing KQED radio.
Right? That's Siri shortcuts in iOS 12. Thank you so much.
C'est stylé quand même.
Ouais, Suzanne.
It works on iPhone and iPad, and of course you can run your shortcuts from your HomePod and your Apple Watch.
Non, pas tout de suite.
That's your quick update on Siri. Next, let's talk about apps. And to tell you about the latest, I'm going to hand it off to Susan. Susan.
Hello. Thanks, Craig, and it is so great to be here. I'm excited to tell you about some great updates in some of our most popular apps, starting with one of my favorites, News. So, News is a personalized feed where you can see all the stories you want to read pulled together from trusted sources. And our top stories are handpicked by the Apple News editorial team to make a great collection of curated content. With our new Browse tab, you can discover new channels and topics, and we've made it even easier to jump to your favorites, because that's why they're your favorites, right? News shines on the iPad. We've added a new sidebar, and it's a great way to navigate. It makes it easy.
Ouais, ça va être encore plus bordélique.
To dig into the areas you're most interested in. So that's News. Now, we've completely rebuilt the Stocks app, and it's got a beautiful new design. Of course, you can still see the stock prices and the changes at a glance, but we've added spark lines, those little charts, that show the stock performance throughout the day. And that's cool, but are you ready? We are so excited to announce we're bringing Apple News to Stocks.
Enfin, ça News, on n'a pas encore ça en France, donc
I'm really excited about that. And the top stories in Stocks feature business news, right? Curated by the Apple News editors. It's pretty terrific. You can tap on any stock to get a more detailed view, so you can see an interactive chart that now includes after-hours pricing. And you see relevant headlines from Apple News curated by our Apple News editors. So it looks great. And if you tap on one of those headlines, you'll see the full article without leaving the app. And of course, it's formatted.
Putain, il est 8h moins le quart et on est encore que sur iOS, quoi. C'est un truc de taré.
Mais j'avoue, c'est ce que j'étais en train de me dire. J'étais en train de me dire, mais après. Après, ils doivent encore présenter le nouvel iPad là.
Non, pas sûr.
Ah, pas sûr.
Mais ils vont te montrer les nouveaux téléphones déjà.
C'est pas sûr non plus ça.
Oh, si, tu vas voir, ils vont te le montrer.
Next up, voice memos. We've also completely rebuilt voice memos to make it even easier to use. And we're bringing voice memos to the iPad for the first time.
Puis là, ils vont dire, ah ouais, c'est disponible ce soir.
Bah, il sera dispo, mais en bêta.
Ouais, bah oui.
So your recordings stay in sync across all your devices. We think iPad users are just gonna love this. And we think that iBooks is the best way to discover and experience ebooks, as well as audiobooks. And with iOS 12, we're introducing an all-new design. And we think the update is so great, we're calling it Apple Books, a new name. Very dramatic. We dropped the I. Apple Books has some great new features.
Pas l'air facile la gonzesse, n'empêche.
With a preview that makes it really easy for you to pick up reading right
Ça
where
parle des
you
voitures.
CarPlay.
So much more, including a stunning new store that makes
C'est quoi?
Bah non, c'est les applications que tu peux envoyer directement sur la voiture pour l'instant.
Ah bah c'est CarPlay, c'est ça.
Ah.
Bah s'ils disent qu'il y a Google Maps dessus, moi je veux bien. Hein.
But we also have a smart and safe way.
Ah, il y a Waze.
Non, il y a Waze dans la bagnole.
Ouais.
Ah, c'est trop bon. Oh, génial.
CarPlay already supports third-party audio and voice messaging, voice calling and messaging apps. You probably know that. But what you might not know is with iOS 12, CarPlay will also support.
Ah, Google Maps aussi. Oh la vache. Ça par contre, c'était quand même attendu. Hein. Je veux pas dire, mais depuis qu'ils ont lancé ça en 2011, voilà.
You have even more choices when you use CarPlay. That is a really quick look at some of our app dates. And Craig, back to you.
Thank you, Susan. Well, now I'd like to take a moment to talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds lately. You know, iPhone and iPad are some of the most powerful tools ever created for learning, exploring, and keeping in touch. But some apps demand more of our attention than we might even realize.
Jamais vu autant d'iPhone X sur une photo.
They beg us to use our phone when we really should be occupying ourselves with something else. They send us flurries of notifications, trying to draw us in for fear of missing out. And some of us, it's become such a habit that, you know, we might not even recognize just how distracted we've become. Well, we thought deeply about this. And today, we're announcing a comprehensive set of built-in features to help you limit distraction, focus, and understand how you're spending your time, and balance the many things that are important to you. Now, it starts with Do Not Disturb. There are times of the day, or times when you just don't want to be disturbed, and one of those, of course, is at night. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night, and you look at your phone, maybe just to check the time, and you're confronted with something like this. Barrage of notifications that spin you up and keep you from falling back asleep. And so we're introducing Do Not Disturb during bedtime, where all you'll see is this, nothing to get you spun up. And in the morning...
Les gamins qui volent.
Ouais, tu vas avoir une photo d'un gamin qui vole avec sa mère, qui regarde sur son télé.
In the morning, when you wake up, you're gently eased into your day. You can tap when you want to start confronting those notifications. Now, we've all found ourselves in situations like this.
Ah oui.
Now, rest assured, he stuck the landing on this one. But now, Do Not Disturb can help. And we made it easier than ever to use Do Not Disturb, because now we have a great new mode where when you press into Do Not Disturb in Control Center, you can set an ending time for Do Not Disturb for when you leave a particular location or when an event ends on your calendar. So I think we're all going to be using Do Not Disturb a bunch more. Now, next I want to talk about notifications. Now, notifications help keep us informed and connected to important things that happen throughout the day. And we'd like to give you more control over how many notifications you receive. And so we're enabling what we call instant tuning for notifications right from the lock screen. You can press in to a notification, and from there you can decide to send future notifications from that app directly to Notification Center, bypassing the lock screen, or turn them off altogether. And Siri will even help by suggesting
Ah, c'est cool. Ça y est, c'est fini. Une notification une par une.
Ouais, ça va être regroupé. Ça va être regroupé comme sur Android, quoi.
Enfin.
Sauf que là, en fait, ça va être marqué que tu as plusieurs notifications pour la même.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ouais, bah ça c'est bien.
Si tu appuies dessus, tu pourras avoir toutes les notifications chacun. Ça, c'est largement mieux, quoi.
Bah oui, c'est mieux comme ça.
But also by topic and thread, gives you a great overview of the notifications you've received. You can tap in and look at Apple Of course, just as important, with a single swipe, you can triage a whole group of notifications away.
Ah, tu peux la grouper toi-même, quoi.
Ça.
Now, In addition to these great features for helping you limit distractions, we wanted to go further. It's with a feature we call Screen Time powers you with both insight.
C'est genre on entend quelqu'un qui a applaudi puis
Ouais, c'est un peu ça.
Ah non.
Report.
You get a weekly activity summary that details how you used your iPhone or iPad. You tap in and you get to view your full activity report. It's really detailed. You get
Putain, ça tue même le nombre de notifications par jour que tu as eu avec telle ou telle appli.
Ah, bah moi ça serait Instagram.
Phew, Instagram, 4000.
Time you're spending in apps, how much time you're spending, how often per hour you're picking up your phone and what's drawing you in, and what apps are sending you the most notifications.
Genre, tu peux même autoriser un maximum de temps d'utilisation pour Instagram. Genre, tu veux pas l'utiliser plus d'1 heure, tu dis 1 heure par jour.
Ah
Là, je suis en train de voir la démo là.
Genre pour te rappeler en fait.
Ouais, que t'as un truc ou une connerie à faire, enfin, je sais pas. C'est pas con.
Non, c'est mettre un temps. Genre, tu te dis, je reste 1 heure par jour sur Instagram, c'est-à-dire que il va te dire, aujourd'hui vous avez passé 1 heure sur Instagram, stop.
C'est pas con.
Mais il va vraiment te stop ou c'est juste un reminder?
Oh, je pense pas qu'il va te stop.
Ouais, quand même.
Toi, tu serais malheureux.
Now, yourself an extension if you want, but we'll give you a reminder later to move along. Now, this is also in sync across your iPhone and iPad, so your limits apply.
Brian Serbe, je sais pas encore. Pour qui est de la sortie de la bêta de iOS 12.
Si, la bêta, c'est sûr, ça va être à partir de ce soir. C'est obligé, c'est toujours comme ça. La sortie de la bêta.
Ah. Bon bah c'est peut-être ce soir-là, Brian. On le saura plus dans le sujet.
And based on what you see, you have the option of creating allowances. And now, you have many options. One of them is downtime, time when you want your kids to unplug altogether, for instance, at bedtime. And you can also limit your kids' time in apps by category or by individual app.
En fait, ça, c'est limite, comment dire,
pour les gamins.
C'est pour gérer tes enfants, quoi.
Ouais, c'est un peu ça.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Bon bah plus je dois en gérer.
Ah mais...
Ah bah je vais te gérer hein.
Mais j'ai pas d'iPhone alors.
Oh bah tu piques le mien. Je vais
Ah
devoir...
j'ai le droit de le prendre.
Bah tu l'utilises souvent.
Bah non. Pas quand je suis avec toi.
Are some great screen time and some great features to help you better manage your time. Now, next, I'd like to talk about one of the most important uses of our devices.
Ah oui, on avait envoyé
putain,
ça.
Mais... Attends, message et FaceTime, j'ai peur. Si, bientôt il va y avoir des stories dans iMessage, tu vas pas comprendre.
C'est la tongue des textos, s'il te plaît.
Comment ça là?
J'ai peur, attends, j'ai peur.
Ah mais non, mais d'accord, okay. Il va détecter ta langue.
Bah oui.
Oh putain mais what the fuck. Ça par contre...
Genre wow, quelle révolution.
Ouais,
bah, ça dépend pour qui hein. Les gens comme Blacko, ils aiment bien jouer.
C'est choupi.
Par contre, il y a des trucs en plus, genre le dinosaure, le tigre et tout, il y avait pas.
Ouais, les dinosaures.
Faut dire qu'il y a des nouveaux.
Juste pour ça.
Ah, il y a des mémojis maintenant.
Tiger and T-Rex.
Le tigre.
Ça fait ta tête.
Ah, trop choupi.
Oh putain, j'ai peur.
Ça, en fait, ça fait ta tête en emoji.
Mais attends, parce que j'ai la
Trop cool.
Mais c'est en avance sur moi.
Mimoji.
Mimoji, oh la gueule.
Bah, le mec qui était à jaune tout à gauche, il a déjà arrivé.
Ah, mais... Il a la jaunisse.
Ah, il y en a qui est bleu, il y a la fonte.
Ah non, c'est trop cute.
Now, these Animoji can look like you.
Ah ouais, comme les trucs de Snap.
The real you. And
ouais, oui.
we've worked hard to build a deep set of customization options to let our customers
En gros, tu peux parler avec ton avatar emoji, quoi.
C'est ça.
Bonjour, comment tu vas? Bien et toi? Ouais, tranquille.
C'est un peu ça.
And we've designed a beautiful new experience to create these Memoji that makes the process fun and easy. Now, to tell you more about it, I'd like to invite one of the managers of our messages and Animoji features, Kelsey Peterson, to give you a live demo.
Évidemment. Ça, par contre, la démo, elle était pas nécessaire, mec. Hein. Bah, c'est bon.
I cannot wait to tell you what's new with messages. Let's get started with Animoji. First, we need to meet the newest members of the team. We've got a new cat in town, our tiger.
Oh putain.
He's so cute.
So cute.
And now, my personal favorite, the koala. Oops. Just getting excited, scrolling through here. They can't all be cute though, so here's our T-Rex.
Oh putain, mais les mecs, mais vous perdez crédibilité là, vous vous rendez compte?
Ah oui, en faisant des mots ça?
En faisant des démos de ça, ouais, putain.
Ouais.
Bah,
c'est cute, hein.
Ouais, mais bon.
C'est bien fait, n'empêche.
I recently chopped my hair, so I want one that matches the new me. So I've selected a skin color, and now I'm trying to figure out just the right amount of freckles. It's a real Goldilocks scenario. Yeah, these are just right.
C'est trop cute, n'empêche.
On to the main event. There are so many hairstyles.
Je vais voir ça partout maintenant.
First, I'm gonna grab my color, and then, like I said, I need to go a little bit shorter. All right. Nope, this is the one. Now that I'm all set, I can of course select my eye color. And what's really amazing is as I'm making changes, the character up above is coming to life. There are tons of options for me to customize. I could add earrings.
Non mais c'est trop cute quand elle parle et tout, on dirait un Disney.
So I'm gonna come over to eyewear and pick out some frames. Maybe not for today. Think I need 2 lenses. These are the ones. Now that I have frames, I'm going to tint my lenses to make a great pair of sunglasses.
Putain, Yoshi va pouvoir faire son emoji à lui.
Perfect.
Et là, il est sorti sur Android.
Sur Android, ah bah c'est possible qu'il fasse la même chose.
Memoji right here into the drawer alongside the rest of my team. And that's how simple it is to create your very own Memoji.
Meuf, on voit tous tes messages.
Now I have a brand new feature to introduce you to. This wasn't even in Craig's slides. We are bringing fun effects into the messages camera. Let's take a look. I have a message here from my partner. It looks like he's informing me that he's bought our dog Ferdinand another tiny dog hat.
Ouais.
This isn't even the first. I think this is the perfect opportunity for a response with this new fun camera. So I'll tap to pull up the camera, and then I can see this little star over here on the left. Tapping on that gives me a strip with all sorts of new effects.
Non mais ça, faut voir l'iPhone X pour faire ça.
Shapes or text.
Ouais, bah oui.
But let's check out these filters. Ooh.
On va dire merci à Snap et Insta. Hein.
Ah oui, bah ouais, c'est devenu tellement... Ils devaient avoir leur part...
C'est un peu ça. Par contre, contrairement à Insta et Snap, ton visage il devient pas rose. Genre, c'est vraiment que le fond.
And now we have an all-new way for you to use Animoji. I can apply my favorite Animoji
c'est trop chou.
Live. Here's the Memoji I just created, but I actually have just the one. It's of me in a very similar red hat, which is kind of perfect for twinning with my pup. So I'm gonna set up my shot.
Oh putain.
Snap and send. And that's a demo of the fun new effects and messages. Back to you.
Il y a un gars qui a fait wouh.
C'est ça.
Wouh.
Donc là ça va être FaceTime, il me semble, j'ai vu passer.
So that's Memoji and some fun new effects.
Et là ils vont ajouter les appels groupés sur FaceTime. Je le sens gros comme...
Ah bah voilà, t'avais raison.
Sérieux?
Ouais.
Oh, c'est bon ça.
People important to us wherever they are. And of course it's a fun place just to hang out. Now this year FaceTime is going to take a big leap forward because today we're introducing Group.
Tu vas voir combien de participants on peut avoir.
Now, you'll be able to FaceTime with 2 people, 3 people, actually up to 32.
Mais vous avez pété une pile les mecs.
T'imagines?
Setting up a group call couldn't be easier. Just instead of typing one person's name, you can do many. You can ring them by tapping audio or video. But we also introduced a great new way because FaceTime is now integrated into messages. So you can quickly go from a group chat you have going directly in to a group FaceTime. And members of the group can join in and drop out at any time. It's really great. Would you like to see it? Well, let's do a demo. Well, I think for our first live demo of group FaceTime, I'm going to contact the folks back in Cupertino.
Ah, c'est cool.
Just dive into this conversation I have going with the members of the FaceTime team. And it looks like actually they're already on a group FaceTime call, so I'm just going to join right in.
Cette tête.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Craig.
Check it out. So it's this beautiful FaceTime UI. We have these big, gorgeous tiles right up front where you see some of the leaders of the FaceTime.
Je trouve ça plus intuitif que Skype, étonnamment, tiens.
C'est quoi?
Plus intuitif que Skype.
Ah oui.
Hey Craig, wait, am I on a big screen?
Yes, Lauren, this is not a test. You're in front of 6,000 of your biggest new fans.
Est-ce que c'est automatique selon la personne qui parle?
Je sais pas.
Genre, est-ce que tu peux choisir de... Ah oui, voilà, il apparaît quand il parle.
C'est pas con.
How's it going back there in Cupertino?
I'd say it's going pretty well. And Lauren, sorry for stealing your spotlight.
So this works, of course, for people in the roster as well. When they speak, they come forward. Hey, Christopher, you ready to make your big entrance?
Finally, my moment has come. Hello, world.
No. Well done.
C'est bien foutu quand même.
Now you can control this too. So if I want to bring Woody front and center, I just double tap. There he is. Now,
ça va être bien pour les ados, ça, je sens.
Woody is performing admirably here.
Thanks, Craig. It's exciting to finally be able to share group FaceTime with everyone.
It sure is.
Et le pire, c'est que je connais pas mal qui servent de ça.
Ah ouais?
We've also brought the fun effects to the FaceTime camera. I can just tap in and I
maintenant, tu peux prendre l'usage de tes emojis.
Oh putain, c'est ça, oh la gueule.
Wow, now this is the future.
Hey Craig, check this out. I'm a comic book koala, something I've always wanted to be.
Oh putain la gueule.
I'm glad you've finally been able to express that
sans
side of yourself,
déconner.
Roberto. Hey, Tim, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. I signed up to help test FaceTime.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. Every little bit counts.
Happy to help, and thanks to everyone on the FaceTime team for making it a reality. I can't wait to start using it every Sunday night to call the leadership team.
Looking forward to that, Tim. Of course, what I'm really looking forward to is getting group FaceTime to everyone on iOS 12.
Ouais, tu veux prendre quelqu'un à
for a
part.
fantastic call. We'll see you back in Cupertino. Bye, Greg.
Ah, c'est dispo aussi sous macOS.
Ouais, et puis sur ta Apple Watch, tu peux avoir l'audio, je crois. Ah, je sais pas trop.
Bah si, ouais, ok.
Ouais.
Ce qui est logique.
So that's FaceTime and messages. And this is iOS 12. Improved performance. New AR experience.
Putain, et...
Siri suggestions.
Il est 20h03, on vient juste de boucler iOS, quoi, pour dire.
Bah ouais, moi je veux manger, moi. C'est une révolution, Yoshi.
Par contre, iOS 12, la mise à jour, elle est quand même badass. Hein.
Ah mais c'est pour quand?
En septembre.
Ah, tu vas pouvoir faire des FaceTime jusqu'à 32 personnes.
Ah mais c'est en septembre.
Ouais. Après, si tu veux essayer la bêta, tu peux essayer ce soir. Hein.
Ah bon?
Ouais. Après, replay bug, quoi.
Puis en plus, tu vas pouvoir créer ton Mimoji.
Non.
Non. Tu pourras mettre un filtre avec ton Mimoji sur ton visage.
J'achète.
J'achète.
Putain, numéro 1 des satisfactions, machin. Oh la gueule.
And growth has been off the chart.
Tu m'as tué.
Apple Watch
De
grew
quoi?
60%. Non.
60% en dehors. Oh, putain, la vache. Les chiffres, quoi.
Putain, mais en septembre, quoi, on a le temps de dormir. Attends, juin, juillet, août. Ah, t'as encore 3 mois, quoi.
Bon, j'ai même pas l'argent pour acheter une Apple Watch, je m'en fiche du coup de l'Apple Watch. Enfin, j'ai même pas d'argent pour avoir un iPhone, alors
Je m'en fous de l'iPhone. Je m'en fous de l'iPhone. J'ai même pas d'argent pour me payer un carton Apple, mais je m'en fous d'Apple.
Par contre, un PC à 27 €.
Ouais, Mac à 27 €. Ouais, et puis je te fais un prix la nuit, il est collecteur. 200 Attends, on dirait une photo où le mec il est en fin de vie, quoi,
c'est quand ça finit?
Ouais, justement.
T'as pas vu? On dirait que la personne est en train de mourir là, mais la femme elle fait le bisou, je jure.
C'est ça.
Tu vas bientôt mourir, t'inquiète.
Mais...
Ton iPhone X sera le mien. Oh, c'est le WatchOS.
Ouais, WatchOS, ouais.
Oh, bon, ça m'intéresse moins, par contre.
Tu peux les manger après.
Bah oui, t'as le temps de chercher à manger tout tant que t'aimes pas, après ils parleront sur des téléphones.
Ah bah oui.
Ils vont finir par le gros, c'est obligé.
J'avoue. Bah attends, déjà reviens.
Vas-y. Oh, j'y crois pas, à Paris, ils ont ouvert les ouvertures pour acheter des trottinettes électriques avec Xiaomi, quoi.
Oh la gueule.
Précommande des trottinettes à 350 € la trottinette, quoi.
Pas cher.
Ah bah ouais, trottinette à 350 balles, quoi.
Alors vas-y, quel personnage de Disney va y avoir un cadran maintenant? Parce que l'année dernière c'était Toy Story quand même.
Attendez.
La Reine des Neiges.
Ouh, Apple Watch, la nageuse nage avec une Apple Watch.
Oh là là.
Ah là 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 là. L'Apple Watch va celui-là. Ah, ça parle de l'activité sportive et compagnie.
Ouais.
Tu as fait 400 pas aujourd'hui, je suis fier de toi.
C'est totalement ça.
Veux-tu réitérer ça demain? Non.
They actually burned 2.3 million calories doing this. We believe this is the largest biometric data collection of its kind. And we take this information and we work to integrate this seamlessly with the user experience. So when you raise your wrist and you look at your activity rings, the information is not only accurate, but it's also meaningful to you. We really love hearing about your focus on closing these rings. And we really enable this through a number of ways in Apple Watch. First, of course, we do daily coaching, so you can see what your goals are for the day. We also support celebrations when you achieve your goals. And we have special edition challenges, like the most recent Earth Day challenge that we did. And on a monthly basis, we do monthly goals that are personalized to you. And of course, the Activity app also supports activity sharing, which has become one of the most popular
Ouais, tu peux choisir tes graphiques et tout maintenant. Super.
Many of you love the excitement of good old-fashioned competition.
Wow.
So on WatchOS 5, you can challenge
À la
any
fin,
of your
t'as des
activity
cadeaux,
sharing
t'as un
friends to a
badge.
7-day competition that you would like.
Les gars, ça fait 3 jours que
And
t'as
if they
pas touché à
accept, you each
l'alcool.
try to win the week by closing your rings and earning points. You earn 1 point for each percent of a ring that you close. And while you're in the middle of a competition, your progress notifications are updated to not only show you the progress your friend's making, but also where you stand in the competition. And when you win, you receive a new award. We're really excited about this edition, and if you're competitive, it gives you a whole new way to enjoy the activity app. Now, when you do want to go do a workout, there's a lot of workout types you can choose from. And they all have custom algorithms to measure things like calorie burn, pace, distance, elevation gain, and when you're swimming, it even counts laps and detects what swim strokes you're using. And with GymKit, your metrics are in sync with your favorite gym equipment. We're really excited to bring more enhancements to workouts in WatchOS 5, starting with a new workout type for yoga. Now, this works primarily from your heart rate. And we calibrate this to your fitness level through the rest of your day. So now you can more accurately track those yoga
mais ça
sessions,
parle que de l'application vas-y,
santé.
C'est ça. Ça, c'est le workout. L'application qui te dit toutes les...
Après, elle est vraiment faite pour ça aussi.
Ah oui, je dis
pas. Il n'y a pas qu'un capteur dedans.
Oui, je sais, je dis pas, mais...
And Apple Watch has become a really great running companion, especially now that we've added GPS and cellular and music streaming. And we're making this an even better experience now for training runs and races. In addition to current and average pace, you now have the option to keep track of your rolling mile pace, which is how fast you ran the immediately preceding mile. You can also now set a custom pace alert, so your Apple Watch will tap you when you're above or below the pace that you've set. And finally, runners will now get cadence, so you can see your current steps per minute. We're really excited for runners to try these out. Now, there's sometimes when you forget to start a workout on Watch, but you've started working out. And to solve this now, we're adding automatic workout detection.
Le mec, il attend les applaudissements.
So your Apple Watch will now offer
Bah, normal, hein.
if it senses that
Moi aussi, j'attendrai.
And even if you press start sometime after you began working out, you'll get retroactive credit for the workouts that you did.
Ouais.
And these start alerts will support all these great workouts on Apple Watch. Now, when you reduce the intensity of your movement or your heart rate decreases, but you forget to end your workout, of course, Watch will also detect that and suggest that you stop. So, all these new features, activity competitions, the new yoga and hiking workout, new features for runners and automatic workout detection, are all enabling you to more accurately track your workouts and stay motivated while you do. Now let's talk about being connected. Apple Watch enables you to remain in the moment while also easily connected to people and information that you care about. And the introduction of cellular made this even better. You can stay connected even when you're going out for an evening, running some errands, or even going for a swim. Or stay in touch when your phone might not be easily available to you. And staying connected with people you love is something that our customers love about Apple Watch. You can easily make or receive a phone call, and you can hear the emotion and tone in the other end of the voice as you talk in real time. Or you can use messages to have impromptu, short conversations with loved ones in a message thread. In WatchOS 5, you'll have an entirely new way to communicate on your watch. That's real-time voice.
Bah t'as beaucoup de journalistes qui viennent annoncer, pour rédiger les annonces genre...
Ah bah oui.
Mais oui, c'est clair.
Ah bah oui.
I cannot wait till you go to college.
Introducing walkie-talkie.
Talkie-walkie avec ta...
Talkie-walkie.
Avec ta watch, quoi.
Avec ta watch.
This is a new app on Apple Watch. It's a
fun, easy way to
talk with friends and family. Let's take a look at how it works. First, you choose who you'd like to enable walkie-talkie with, and it suggests some people that you often communicate with, so you can easily add them. Now, the first time that you do this,
c'est que les messages audio, mec, c'est un peu pareil. Genre, non, je sais pas.
A walkie-talkie connection with you. If they accept, then you can speak to each other with walkie-talkie whenever you like. And to do this, you just press to talk, and then your friend can hear your voice just like a walkie-talkie. And they're going to feel a haptic and hear a beep beep sound right before your voice comes out. And this new watch-to-watch connection works over cellular or Wi-Fi. It has really high audio quality. And it's a lot of fun. We can't wait for you to try this out. That's walkie.
D'ailleurs, Yoshi, tu le mets plus ta montre.
Non, je suis revenu.
Now last year we introduced a Siri watch face, which presents the right information to you at the right time. And Siri does this using machine learning, so it's going to get better at predicting your actions over time.
Bah j'ai pensé de la remettre, mais chaque fois j'y pense pas.
Your location, your daily routines, or which apps you use when. We're making some great enhancements to the Siri watch face now. First, we're adding new content. So now you can get live sports scores, you can get commute time home or to work, or you can see your heart rate, for example, after a workout, or your resting heart rate. And we're also adding Siri shortcuts. So shortcuts iOS 12 are also going to be available in watchOS. So in addition to getting relevant information, you'll also receive predicted shortcuts from the Siri watch face. So at a wrist raise, you'll be able to directly do things like turn on your leaving home soon, or start an outdoor walk, or play your favorite morning playlist. These shortcuts appear based on whether you typically
ça c'est pas... Même moi je suis pas très fan, même que j'ai une Apple Watch, je suis pas en mode...
Bah la tienne, est-ce qu'elle va pouvoir avoir le...
La 3, oui.
Ah oui, moi c'est la 3 que j'ai. Donc moi elle pourra.
Bah je sais pas, il y en a combien?
Il y a 3 montres de...
Il y en a 3.
T'as la dernière?
Ouais.
Je pensais que t'avais l'ancienne.
Bah, elle est sortie il y a longtemps la 3 déjà.
La 3 non, l'année dernière. Non, de l'iPhone 7. De l'iPhone 8.
Ouais mais c'est ça, elle est déjà sortie il y a quasiment un an.
Ouais, un an en septembre.
Now currently to talk to Siri, you raise your wrist and you say, "Hey Siri." And when you think about this, it's quite a strong signal when you raise your wrist and talk to your watch. It's kind of like when someone's standing right in front of you. You don't need to say hey because you have their attention already. So we're bringing this same social cue to Siri on the watch. So you no longer need to say hey Siri. You just raise your wrist and talk to Siri.
Il fait malsain ce mec là.
Now we're also bringing a number of improvements to notifications.
Je trouve qu'il fait malsain.
Actionable and interactive.
Ouais.
So for example, with this notification from Qantas, you can check in and share your flight details right from the notification. After you finish a ride with Didi, you can scroll down, you can rate your ride and pay.
En plus, si ça se passe bien, on pourra manger à French.
Ah, pourquoi?
Ouais, bah il y a groupon.fr qui fait un truc genre j'ai pu acheter 2 groupons, enfin 2 trucs que
We've also improved our message notifications. Today,
comment
if
dire,
someone sends you a web
genre
link, you aren't able to view it on your wrist.
sur groupon.fr, genre si t'as plus de 20 €
So now you have the ability to view web
de notes,
content in mail or messages.
bah il t'enlève 10 €.
You can even tap on that link. Yes.
Donc ça t'en revient à 10 € pour 2 repas.
Menus here.
Ah ouais?
And while we think full browsing doesn't make sense on your wrist, there are times you get content
Bah c'est bien.
to see it right
Tu peux lire du contenu web maintenant par message.
And the contents can be formatted for the small screen, and where reader mode's available, it uses that on the watch. So WebKit on
Ça y est, ça part du podcast. Je crois que je vais aller manger aussi vite fait, pour qu'il passe de la Apple Watch.
Now with WatchOS 4, we introduced an entirely new way to listen to music while you're on the go.
D'habitude, tu manges super tard.
And now,
moi, je mange en même temps que toi.
we're giving you even more to
Ah
listen
ouais,
to.
d'habitude, tu manges genre à 21h, 21h30.
That's right. The Apple
Ouais,
Podcast app
je
is
fais pas.
coming to Apple Watch. Upcoming episodes from subscribed podcasts will be
Ah mais là je suis
automatically
pas
synced
démotivé
to
à
your
manger
watch,
plus tôt.
so you can get them right
J'en
there.
profite.
Les podcasts, t'es pas dans le cul de base dans la montre, bah putain.
For you, and it'll start playing. And playback resumes across
Non, regarde
all
ce que je
your
t'ai envoyé.
devices, so you can continue just where you left
Tu l'as pas
off.
vu depuis tout à l'heure.
So that's podcasts. Now, those are the great new features coming in WatchOS 5 to stay connected with people and information that you care most about.
Je sais plus à quelle heure je t'ai envoyé ça, mais je préfère te le dire.
Web content, new content and shortcuts in the Siri face, podcasts, and of course, walkie-talkie.
Sur Discord?
Now, we'd like to show you this stuff
Non,
live in action, and we thought we'd increase the challenge
Message.
in our live demo here
Ouais.
today to keep it interesting. So Jules, who helps lead our fitness
C'est un
experiences,
Mimoji.
is actually going to do the demo while biking.
Non.
So Jules has expertise in
Plus, ça y est, maintenant,
coaching,
les
and she knows
Mimojis
how to
tout le
move
temps,
and
hein.
demonstrate and motivate all at the same time. Take it away, Jules.
Thank you,
No.
Kevin. I've got some great stuff to show you that I think you're really going to love. And bonuses, I just work on closing my rings while I do it. So first, I'm super excited to show you how easy it is to start a workout with GymKit. I just tap to connect and accept on the watch.
And now I can control and start the workout right here from the console on the bike. All of my data between the watch and the bike is in sync, and all of my workout metrics are accurate. Now, I wouldn't typically be trying to demo things for you and sneak in a workout at the same time, but I want to show you activity competitions.
On pourra y
And to
aller.
do that, I need to keep moving.
Cool.
Putain, bande de bâtards.
J'espère il y aura des pommes noisettes.
Ça veut dire qu'on pourra manger 2 fois flunch pour 10 €.
Putain, mais quelle bande de gros bâtards.
On fera comme la dernière fois, on demandera beaucoup de sauce.
Ah mais j'avoue que...
Madame,
juste une question, il fait chaud dans la salle, pourquoi mets-tu une doudoune en faisant du sport?
C'est clair. On ne doit pas en faire souvent, elle.
J'arrive. À de suite.
Yes.
Vous me dites ciao courant.
Ça marche.
Bon appétit, you.
Des bises.
Et tenez-moi au courant, hein.
Ta mère. Oui, je te oui.
Ouais, à de suite.
T'inquiète.
Maybe I should invite him along so it can be his treat. Now I can simply add to the number of guests and confirm right here in the app without ever having to open it. It's that simple.
Je vois pas l'intérêt de partager tes trucs par message quand tu fais du sport.
C'est pour faire des compétitions.
Ouais, à mon avis, ouais.
We're trying to get to a yoga retreat this summer, and it looks like she sent me a link. Now I can tap it here and see if she's found somewhere great for us to go. Oh yeah, this looks beautiful. I'm already in, but I could continue to the site, maybe read a little bit more about the retreat.
Elle doit faire la présentation en même temps d'avoir
pédalé.
Right here from my wrist. Let me show you the enhancements that we've made to the new Siri watch face. At the top here, you see the workout that I'm in right now. And when I'm ready to get back to it, I can just tap. Next up is Glow Baby, because it's about this time each day that I check the app to see if my husband has logged our 1-year-old's nap. Oh, good job, baby. He slept 2 hours. And you parents know that good naps equal good nights, so I'm looking forward to that. All right. As I scroll through my day, I can see my next meeting. I can see traffic and directions to places that I'm going later today. Here's that dinner that Siri found in my calendar. And waiting for me at the end of my day is a shortcut to my evening meditation with 10% happier. Nice. Now, I want to check back in on this competition, but I thought it might be a good idea to get a little moral support from my #1 fan. And you heard Kevin say how walkie-talkie is so great for staying in touch with close friends and family. So I set my daughter up with walkie-talkie so that she can help demo what it's like to receive one and maybe give me a little bit of love up here. Oh, there she is.
Ah, c'est sympa, n'empêche, soit pour ça.
Mommy, I see you on TV.
Ouais.
Isn't that fun? How am I doing?
So good. I know you'll beat Uncle Jay. #mommy for the win.
Thanks, Peach. I love you.
Ouais.
And that's how walkie-talkie works. All right. The time is now to check in on this competition and see if I have done.
Surtout qu'elle a dû répéter avant, je suis sûr, donc.
Ouais. Oh yes. Sorry, Jay, but the day is still young. Thanks, everybody, and back to you, Kevin.
Way to go, Jules. So in watchOS 5, we've enabled even deeper integration on the watch for apps, enabling them to work right in the moment. And apps can include interactive controls within notifications, so you can quickly do more without even opening an app, like extend your parking with Pay by Phone. And with shortcuts, there's also new opportunities for third-party apps to appear on Apple Watch right on the watch face. You can tap on a shortcut on the Siri face to order coffee, rent a bike, or pick up where you left off in a workout. You can even use your custom Siri commands that you created on your phone to speak on your watch. And for native apps building rich experiences, we've improved the Workout API for greater performance, and we've added the ability for third-party apps to play background audio. This enables you to easily sync things, of course, like audiobooks, favorite playlists, guided meditations, right to your watch, and they'll be able to play continuously in the background. Now, there's so many other features coming in watchOS, including things like the ability to customize the button arrangement in your control center, or you can add an air quality complication to your watch face. But one really exciting one is student ID cards. You're going to have the ability to add your student ID card to Wallet on your iPhone and Apple Watch. This works by simply holding your watch near a reader. Anywhere you can use your student ID cards on and off campus, you can get access to places like your dorm or the library or events on campus. You can even pay for things like snacks or laundry or dinners. And this works with your watch or your phone, and it will be available this fall, starting with these universities, and will expand to more campuses over time.
Ah ouais, en gros, ils ont ouvert le NFC, quoi.
Now, this is also Pride Month, and we're really excited to introduce an all-new Pride Edition watch band.
Ils ont ouvert le NFC, en gros, ça ne va plus servir qu'à payer, je crois. Bah, comme toi avec ton pass Navigo, genre à Paris avec un iPhone, genre maintenant ça marche.
Ça serait bien ça.
The face and the band are available today. And if you'd like to use the new watch face, you can choose to add it from the watch face gallery starting at noon today. That's just some of what's coming in watchOS 5. Thank you very much.
Ah bah.
Hein?
Ils vont parler de Apple TV.
Ah bah cool. Allez, tvOS, montre-moi. Montre-moi.
keeps getting better and better. And we're excited for you to try all of these great new features to help you stay more active and connected. Next up is Apple TV. Last September, we introduced Apple TV 4K, and our customers love it. Since its introduction, the Apple TV business has grown an incredible 50%. Today, we've got some great new enhancements to Apple TV 4K and tvOS, and we think you're going to love them. So I'd like to invite Apple TV lead designer Jen Foltz to the stage to tell you all about it. Jen?
Thanks, Tim. Apple TV is built on an incredible platform, tvOS. And tvOS is built specifically for the living room to make it easy to enjoy your favorite TV shows, movies, apps, and games. Now, as Tim mentioned, last September, we introduced Apple TV 4K with the goal of bringing the highest quality cinematic experience right to your home. It offers both 4K and high dynamic range, including support for HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Time said the new Apple TV is a high-fidelity powerhouse. And to ensure you can enjoy this beautiful experience with as much content as possible, iTunes offers the largest collection of 4K HDR movies.
Ouais, enfin pour l'instant c'est pas fou non plus. Hein.
And we've upgraded your previously purchased movies to 4K HDR for free.
La collection des films en 4K d'iTunes.
There are also, thank you. There are also many 4K and HDR TV shows available from popular services like Amazon Prime Video and Netflix. And we know what makes for an amazing cinematic experience is not just great picture quality, it's also incredible sound. So Apple TV 4K is bringing you the latest in audio technology. Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos, allez.
C'est quoi ça?
C'est...
You get
ouais.
room-filling sound, the perfect complement to the stunning visuals of Apple TV 4K.
Dolby Atmos, c'est en gros, c'est de l'équipement son que tu mets partout chez toi et en gros, tu peux avoir le son même qui vient du plafond. Enfin, c'est assez impressionnant pour avoir testé en vrai.
Ah oui, d'accord, je vois.
Atmos moves sound in three-dimensional space, creating an experience with powerful audio that flows all around you. It puts you right in the center of the action. All this with a home theater setup as simple as a Dolby Atmos-enabled soundbar and an Apple TV 4K. In fact, Apple TV 4K is the only streaming player to be both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos certified. And this fall, iTunes will be bringing you the largest collection of Atmos content anywhere. And just like with 4K HDR, your iTunes libraries will be upgraded to include Dolby Atmos on all supported titles for free.
Ok. J'espère bien que ça va être gratuit.
Movies and so much more are available in the Apple TV app. The Apple TV app is the center of your video experience. A single place to find and watch what you love across your favorite apps. It's on Apple TV, iPad, and iPhone, where you can find not only on-demand TV shows and movies, but also live content, including sports. The Apple TV app now offers a huge range of live sports. And we've added live news to make it even easier to stay
Mais ça, c'est aux US.
The addition of live sports and news providers brings the coverage of the TV app to over 100 video channels, giving you a massive selection of content.
Là, tout ce qu'on voit, c'est vraiment aux US, les chaînes et tout, c'est pas français.
And that's now more true than ever, as more and more cable companies fundamentally shift how video gets to your TV. This typical cable box is becoming a thing of the past, as these companies embrace internet-based delivery. And many of them share our vision of Apple TV as the one device for live, on-demand, and cloud DVR content. And we've already started working with partners around the world to make this a reality. In France, we're working
Ouais, Canal+, en fait, c'est eux qui proposent l'Apple TV comme décodeur, en fait, en location.
Ah,
Their
d'accord.
subscribers can now choose Apple TV to access more than 100 live channels and some of the biggest sports, including the French Open in 4K. In Switzerland, we've partnered with Salt. Salt just launched a new TV service with more than 300 live TV channels, and it's available exclusively on Apple TV. And I'm really excited to announce that here in the US, Charter Spectrum will be coming to Apple TV late this year.
Donc ça, c'est aux US.
That means that up to 50 million homes will be able to choose Apple TV to access all their live channels and thousands of on-demand programs. And they'll be able to use Siri and the TV app to get access to their TV service, not only on Apple TV, but on iPhone and iPad as well. Now, with nearly any cable subscription, you can get access to dozens of video channels, like ESPN, Showtime, NBC, and many more. But it used to be really painful to set up, having to authenticate each app individually. I'm sure all of you have seen that 6-digit code you have to go online and type into a web browser. Well, last year we introduced single sign-on. Enter your cable credentials only once, and we unlock all of the apps your subscription supports. Well, now we're making it even easier with zero sign-on. So now, if you're on your TV provider's broadband network, we'll securely and automatically unlock all the supported apps included with your TV service. No credentials needed, it just works. Charter Spectrum, this is really awesome. And Charter Spectrum will be the first to support zero sign-on, and we'll be adding more providers over time.
J'attends de voir la France.
We're also giving you even more options for ways to control your Apple TV. For example, you can get quick access on your iPhone, where Apple TV users will get the Apple TV remote automatically added to Control Center.
Ah, donc t'as plus besoin d'appeler. Ok, donc t'as plus besoin d'appeler.
Control systems, we're working with the leading providers so that you can use their remotes to control your Apple TV, even including support for Siri. At Apple, I love working with an amazing team, designing for a product that I enjoy every day and on the biggest screen in my home. I get to watch all my favorite movies, TV shows, and more. Over 48 million songs, including the best metal on Apple Music. All of my photos, videos, and memories, as well as thousands of apps and games that many of you have built. And Apple TV brings some amazing views right to my living room with aerials. Now, one of the questions I get asked the most about aerials, especially by my family members, is, where is this? Well, this fall, with just a tap of the Siri remote,
You'll now be able to see every aerial location.
Ah oui, parce qu'on se demande toujours où c'est qu'elles sont prises les vues aériennes.
Ah, pourquoi il y a souvent des vues aériennes?
Bah, ce qu'elle vient de montrer.
Ouais.
Les écrans de veille qui sont, faut dire, stylés. Et ben, on sait jamais où c'est.
We've been collaborating closely with an amazing partner, filming some stunning footage from around the world with a very unique vantage point. And here it is.
Ça vient de la...
Earth.
C'est quoi en français, le mot en français que je cherche?
This is filmed by astronauts aboard the International Space Station. You can see Sicily just off the boot of Italy, and check out that Mediterranean Sea. The blue is just phenomenal. So here's a fun fact. The space station makes an orbit every 90 minutes. So that means they get 16 sunrises and sunsets every day. And with all those sunsets, nighttime can be particularly stunning, the way those urban areas pop with light.
Putain, c'est beau.
Here we are flying over South Korea towards Japan. You can see Tokyo coming into view at the top, some distant stars.
Avec une bonne télé 4K, c'était quand même bien là.
Which is that orange band enveloping the Earth. And here's one that might look a little more familiar. This is the Northern California coast heading southward. You can see Lake Tahoe surrounded by snow caps and the San Francisco Bay. These are truly incredible and offer such a unique perspective on the world. I'd like to give a huge thanks to the International Space Station National Lab and CASIS for all their help in making this a possibility. These are going to look incredible at home in 4K HDR. So that's tvOS. Apple TV gives you amazing picture and sound with 4K HDR and now Dolby Atmos. And the Apple TV app is the center of your video experience. Available on Apple TV, iPad, and iPhone, it's the one place to find all your favorite TV shows, movies, sports, and news. And with that, I'll hand it back to Tim. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Donc là, macOS.
Apple TV 4K and tvOS look and sound awesome. You're really going to love it. Next up is the Mac. At Apple, yeah. We love the Mac.
Là, on va parler de macOS.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ils vont parler de...
Powerful technology, so easy to use, and put the customer at the center of.
Oh bah j'ai pas l'argent pour payer.
And of course that.
Donc.
For more than 30 years, the Mac has empowered people to create all kinds of amazing things, from the personal to the professional. Today, we're excited to take Mac a huge leap forward. The next version of macOS is chock full of new features inspired by pro users,
macOS.
but designed for everyone. I'd like to bring Craig back up to talk about it. Craig?
Putain, il va donner le nom du nouveau macOS déjà de premièrement.
Hello again. It's true that macOS is the heart of what makes a Mac a Mac. And we want as many Mac users as possible to have access to our latest software. And that's why 6 years ago, with the introduction of OS X Mavericks, we began offering our macOS updates free for Mac users. And 2013 was also the year that we first introduced our California naming theme. Now, after spending a year by the ocean, we not only modernized the look and feel of macOS, but we headed to the mountains with macOS Yosemite. Now, as you may be aware, our naming of Mac releases is handled by our crack marketing organization.
Après El Capitan.
And as you probably noticed, they went on a 4-year mountain-bound bender. In El Capitan, we added Metal, our groundbreaking graphics technology.
Metal, Sierra, High Sierra.
Siri to the Mac and extended our capabilities and continuity. And last year, with High Sierra, we focused on deep technology, preparing the Mac for future innovation. Well, this year, we've made some striking changes to macOS. And we've left the high country for a place entirely different but no less beautiful here still in California. And I'd like to take you there now. Our next release of macOS is macOS Mojave.
Ah, c'est joli. J'aime bien le nom. Mojave.
Now, Mojave is beautiful during the day, but what really captured our imagination was the beauty of the desert at night. And this inspired one of our most distinctive new features, and I'd like to show it
Le
to
J
you
de
now.
nuit en fait.
So here we are live in macOS Mojave, and I'd like to show you a new side of Mojave. We call it dark mode.
Oh putain.
Now, as you see,
Juste pour ça.
dark mode is not just about the dock or the menu bar. It extends to your Windows Chrome, your sidebar, and even the content of the windows. And it's so great for pros. It makes photographic content absolutely pop off the screen. It's just gorgeous. So nice. And this is great not just for photography, but when working on presentations or documents. It's also great doing ordinary things if maybe you're working in a dark environment. You just look at calendar, and even mail in dark mode. It's so great. And I think some of us are going to want to run dark mode just because it's so cool. I mean, your emoji look great. Your photos look great. I mean, check out your album art in music or your For You feed in Apple Music. But I think one audience that's going to especially appreciate dark mode are some of you here in this room, our developers, because Xcode looks fantastic in dark. Whether it's your source code or even interface builder and all of its inspectors.
Ça j'imagine, parce que bon, développer tout le temps sur du blanc, c'est un peu chiant quand même.
And that's a quick look at dark mode. Now, we were so inspired by this changing desktop wallpaper, we decided to add a new feature to Mojave that I think you'll enjoy. It's called Dynamic Desktop. And when you're using it, your desktop actually subtly changes throughout the day, from morning to afternoon.
Le bureau il change tout seul, ok, super.
Ouais, en fait, il détecte. Enfin, en fait, il y a
Ouais, c'est avec
travail jour et un espèce de travail de nuit.
Demos, and it starts with the desktop. Now, the desktop is so crucial to how many of us use our Macs. When we have files that we're actively working on, we often put them on the desktop, but the result can be a desktop that looks something like this. And so now in Mojave, we have a really great solution, and we call it Desktop Stacks.
Ah ouais, carrément.
All of the contents of your desktop are automatically arranged into these stacks. They can be arranged by kind, by date, or even by tag. And they're really easy to use. You just click on them, you can see all the contents in the stack, you can double click to open a document, and put it away. And they stay organized. So for instance, if I bring forward mail, maybe I drag an image out, I want you to watch what happens. Because the image
ça c'est bien par contre.
right into the right stack. Now, you can also
Prendre l'image d'un mail et direct la glisser sur le...
scrub across the stack.
Ça par contre c'est bien.
Ouais, j'avoue.
Select between different photos, pick one up. Actually, let me just hide mail here. Mid-drag, got a little excited with my, with all of my stack action. So I can just drag this out and drop it in just like that. And that's a quick look at stacks. Now, we've also brought some great new changes to the Finder.
Dans le Finder, dans l'explorateur de
I'd like to
fichiers.
show them to you now. Now, it starts with a new view. We all enjoy using icon view, list view, there's of course column view, but now we've added an all new view called gallery view. Has a big
Comme Windows.
a set of thumbnails along the bottom. It makes it easy to preview images, video, presentations, documents, spreadsheets, PDFs, and of course with images, sometimes you want to know more detail about, for instance, how they were captured. And now the new sidebar in Mojave really helps because it now supports full metadata. So you can see around your photo the camera you took the photo on, the kind of lens, the aperture settings, and so forth. It's really handy. And you'll notice also along the bottom, there's this new area called Quick Actions. And Quick Actions let you act on the current photo. So for instance, if I have a photo like this and I want to edit it, I don't have to open it and go or do a new app. I can rotate it right here inside the Finder. It's really powerful. Now, this sidebar is available in other views of the Finder. So for instance, I'm just going to bring up the preview pane here, and I'm going to do a multi-selection of a PDF as well as several images. And you'll notice that the Quick Actions area is contextual. So it shows me Create PDF as an option. I'm going to click Create PDF, and it's going to assemble all of these photos into a PDF just like that. But what's really great is these actions are also customizable. So you can create automator actions and assign them to buttons here inside of Finder. So you'll notice that now that I have this PDF selected, I have an option to run a custom automator action that I've created called Watermark PDF. When I click it, my custom action runs, and my document is watermarked, just like that. And those are some quick enhancements to the Finder.
Pas mal.
Now, a tool that I think many of us love when working with files is Quick Look. And now in Mojave, we've made Quick Look more powerful than ever by integrating markup. Let me show you how it works. So you see down here, I have a permission slip. It's a PDF document. I'm just going to tap spacebar to Quick Look it. And you notice now I have the option to invoke markup. I click, and now I have access to my markup tools, including my ability to sign this document. I can just drag my signature like this,
comme sur iOS.
And I'm done. Now, this works for all kinds of files. So for instance, with images, I can rotate and crop. And with video, I can even trim right here inside of Quick Look. That's a quick look at Quick Look. Next,
Il en fait un peu de trop.
Capture content on our Mac, because one of the tools I think many of us use all the time is screenshots, and we've made screenshots more powerful than ever in Mojave.
Ouais, faut une capture d'écran, ouais. Enfin, je vois pas ce qu'il y a de.
So let's take a look here at a web page, and I'm just going to take a screenshot of the traditional way. I'm going to screenshot selection page. And I want you to watch what happens in the lower right.
C'est un peu ça.
I get a thumbnail of that screenshot. And when I double click in, I get an accelerated workflow right into markup where I have access to all of my tools. So for instance, if I want to create a magnification here,
là c'est Mac Mojave.
drag that out.
Le nouveau Mac.
Donc après là c'est après la montre là, c'est ça?
Non, on a eu l'Apple TV entre temps.
Il y a quoi après Apple TV?
Le Dolby Atmos.
Quoi?
Dolby Atmos. Bah le support du Dolby Atmos quoi. Puis pour dire c'est tout, après tout le reste là on n'est pas concerné donc.
Ok, donc c'est cool, on s'éclate. On s'enjaille hein?
Let me show you how that works.
Ça.
So I'm going to go to a web page here that has an animation running. I'm going to bring up my screenshotting tools and say to record the selected area. I'll just make a nice selection here. Okay, and I'm recording just like that. Of course, I can manipulate the app, so all be reflected in my recording. And when I'm done, I can click the stop button right up here. And now you notice this thumbnail in the lower right? Well, I can actually pick this up, drag it into a new space, and incorporate it right into a document, just like that. Now, we further enhance the way you capture content, and that brings me to continuity. So Mac users love continuity for the way it lets us work across devices with things
community camera.
or the ability to unlock your Mac using your Apple Watch. When it comes to capturing content, we'll walk around
continuité,
with the
par
best
contre,
content capture devices in the world in our pockets, our phones. And so we wanted to take advantage of continuity to bring that to the Mac with a feature we call Continuity Camera. Let me show you how it works. So here in my keynote presentation, I have a space that's just waiting for a new photo. And on my phone right here,
Super, wow!
when I select this object, I can choose to take a photo. And I want you to watch what happens when I select this
C'est stylé, la continuité par contre c'est stylé. Hein.
Ouais non mais là s'il te plaît, mettre une photo, mettre ta tête dans un truc de ce casse-balade, c'est bon quoi, vraiment.
And when I do, I can select use photo and it appears directly in my document. Isn't that cool?
Je sais pas, je trouve ça stylé.
Now, this works as well for scanning documents. So here I have a place where I could use a
Il a un iMac Pro sur scène.
Once again, I'm going to select from the menu and this time scan document. Again, my camera.
Ça par contre, scanner doc c'est bien.
Right in my document scanner. I just scan like this.
Ça je peux te dire que moi ça me...
And my scan goes
ça va juste tellement me faciliter la vie, mais... Quand j'aurai un Mac.
Ouais voilà, faut que tu aies un Mac.
And so just like that, I can take photos, stills, and even capture video. And this is a quick look at some great new features in Mojave.
Ouais, bah Mojave est stylé quand même.
Next, I'd like to turn to apps.
No.
We are bringing news to the Mac.
No.
Now, news has all of the stories you've come to expect from news on iOS, and they look amazing on the Mac display. Trending stories, your personalized for you, and that's not for me. And
on your left, on your right.
You also get this great new sidebar where you can drill in and jump right to the topics and channels.
Mais news, on s'en fout, on l'a pas en France, donc tu sais, à partir de là.
We also have stocks coming to the Mac. Now, you get your stock prices combined with high quality business news delivered from Apple News. Shows you your watch list with your prices on the left.
Par contre, HomeKit, j'aimerais bien, s'il te plaît.
Interactive chart to get more information. And of course, great news. We're also bringing voice memos to the Mac. Now, voice memos is the most popular voice recorder on iOS. And so many of us use it to capture music recordings or lectures. And now that voice memos syncs via iCloud to your Mac, you can take those recordings and, for instance, drag them right into GarageBand as the foundation for a song. Finally, thrilled to announce Home.
Ah, HomeKit, ça y est. Ah, putain, c'est bien. Ça, c'est bien.
You have all of your accessories here. You can run your scenes as well as monitor your video cameras. And, of course, with Siri, you can command your home with your voice. So those are 4 great new apps coming to Mojave.
Ah, il faudra qu'on prenne des repas hors menu.
Next, I'd like to talk about security and privacy. You know, one of the reasons that people choose Apple products is because of our commitment to security and privacy. And we believe that your private data should remain private. Now, not because you've done something wrong or that you have something to hide, but because there can be a lot of sensitive data on your devices, and we think you should be in control of who sees it. Now, to begin, we protect your information on your devices using state-of-the-art hardware and software. And this year, we're adding greater protections about how apps can access that information. Today, Apple devices check in with you before granting an app access to information like your location.
C'est toi qui as fait ça?
C'est
qui a fait ça?
C'est Yo.
Bah oui, c'est comme
C'est qui
T'as peut-être Ouais, t'as peut-être
Non mais on aurait dit vraiment.
Bah c'est une abouche.
Your message history and your backups. And all of this
On dirait que ça venait de loin.
Quoi?
On aurait dit que ça venait de loin, que c'était un vrai fait.
Ah j'ai compris, ça venait de l'eau. Oh, j'y crois pas quoi.
Mais Safari, mais ouais. Encore il y a du mieux.
Ah Jojo, c'est étonnant, il n'a pas encore mangé, il a même pas faim.
Si, peut-être aller me prendre un grec après. Ou j'attends de ma midi avec Pew. Ou j'attends de ma midi avec Pew.
T'attends de ma midi avec Pew?
Le mardi craquage.
Ah, demain soir ou demain midi?
Ah, pour le craquage.
Ouais.
Ouais, mais c'est ça, tu vas manger demain midi ou demain soir?
Midi, sans doute.
Ah. Ah bah oui, j'avoue, demain t'as des sous, ça y est. Tu vas revivre. Enfin, pour combien de temps, on sait pas, mais... Tu vas pouvoir s'acheter sa petite break, hein.
Now, if you do want to interact with one of these, or one of these apps tries to access that information, you'll get this, and you can decide to keep your information private. Now, next, let's talk about fingerprinting.
Touch ID.
You know, data companies are clever and relentless, and in addition to cookies, they use another method called fingerprinting. And here's how it works. Just like you can be identified by a fingerprint, it turns out that when you browse the web, your device can be identified by a unique set of characteristics, like its configuration, its fonts that you have installed, and the plugins that you might have on the device. And these data companies can use this set of characteristics to construct a unique fingerprint to track your device from site to site. With Mojave, we're making it much harder for trackers to create a unique fingerprint. We're presenting web pages with only a simplified
J'adore! J'adore!
We show them only built-in
J'adore!
And legacy plugins are no longer supported.
J'adore les gens du public qui sont en mode bon, il faut être vraiment, il faut sembler vraiment content.
Mais il y a des employés, tu sais qu'il y a des employés de chez eux qui sont là juste pour ça. Hein.
Ah ouais?
Ouais.
We're bringing all of these new
peut-être un
protections
pull
to
trop grand
Safari
pour
on
toi, je crois.
both Mojave
Quoi?
and iOS
Voilà, mais un
12.
vêtement chelou.
Next, let's talk about the Mac App Store. And to do that, I'd like to invite to the stage Ann Ty, our product marketing manager for the App Store. Ann.
Moi j'attends le one more thing.
Quoi?
Moi j'attends le one more thing.
Putain, mais ça crache, on t'entend pas bien.
Games and developers. We've written more than 4,000 stories for the New Today tab.
C'est mieux?
And hundreds of them have each been read by
Attends, pas un
more
coup?
than 1 million people.
L'huile?
The response
À
has
l'huile?
been incredible, and
Non.
we've learned a lot. We've got a bunch
pas
of
net.
great new
Et là?
features coming later this year that we'll cover in
On
sessions.
commence, je dis un truc plus long.
This year,
1, 2, 5, 6, 1, 2, 5,
Ouais,
6.
ça distorde un peu.
to the Mac App
10.
Store.
1, 2, 5, 6, 1, 2, 5, 6.
C'est déjà un peu mieux, c'est déjà un peu mieux comme
Since
ça.
it launched in 2011,
1, 2, 5, 6, 1, 2, 5, 6.
the way we
Voilà, c'est bien là.
download and
Là, c'est
install
bien.
software
Je ne touche
for
plus,
Mac,
je ne touche plus.
making it easy
Voilà,
with
c'est bien.
one
Non, je disais j'attends le one more thing.
It's the biggest
Ah, ok.
catalog of Mac apps in the world.
On veut le one more thing.
Trusted and safe place to download
Ah, elle a pas le
software.
temps, attends.
And trusting where you get your
La
apps
piscine.
from has become more important than ever. Developers can distribute their apps to 155 countries and get worldwide payment processing, and it offers seamless software updates from one place. This adds up to a great experience for our users. We've spent a lot of time thinking about what people do on their Macs and wanted to create a place organized around those themes. So we've
dis donc, pour l'instant, qu'est-ce qu'on
redesigned
s'en
an
jaille,
all-new Mac App Store from the ground up, and we're thrilled
Putain,
to
ça
show
dure
it
trop
to you
longtemps en
now.
plus.
C'est clair.
Ça dure depuis 8 semaines là.
It's got a
8 semaines
beautiful
pour
UI
rien quoi.
that should feel familiar, but new and designed first and foremost.
Bah après c'est logiciel, hein, je vous l'avais dit. Hein.
Starting with the new Discover
Ah oui.
tab, where
Moi je m'attendais à ce qu'il y ait un bas les téléphones et tout comme ça.
Bah après,
là,
après.
Yoshi m'avait vendu le nouvel iPad et tout.
Bah tout le monde attend ça, mais là ils proposent leur vie.
Here's a story
C'est pour ça on veut le bon morcing.
Moi aussi, je m'avais vendu du rêve, gars.
Learn about how he uses his app
Après,
Pro 2
je sais pas.
and get inspiration for your own set. Helpful videos autoplay so you can see what apps are capable of before downloading them. Visit the all-new Create, Work, Play, and Develop tabs, where you'll find helpful recommendations and expertise.
Qui se coupe les ongles?
Here's the Create tab, where you can find apps that bring your artistic ideas to life. These tabs will also help you make the most of apps you might already have. Tips and tutorials even the most expert users will find useful.
Mais le store du Mac, enfin genre c'est comme le Windows Store, genre personne s'en sert.
And develop tabs share the same beautiful design, and you can still browse by category on the Categories tab.
Bah essaye de te vendre ça.
We've redesigned product pages too, bringing many features over from iOS based on our learnings there. It has more useful information like video previews
Moi je fais pas confiance avec une femme avec un pull comme ça.
An app's rank if it's charting and if it's been named editor's choice. Ratings and reviews are now front and center. And these are so important for app discovery. So we're introducing
Je crois que c'est quand tu applaudis que tu dois t'enjailler dans le public. Oh putain,
ouais, c'est un peu ça.
Now it'll be easier than ever for people to leave feedback. We're really excited about the all-new Mac App Store. We've talked to some developers already, and they're really excited
too. Faut applaudir, hein.
Like Microsoft, who will bring Office 365 to the App Store later this year.
Non, là, t'as fait Office 360 tout à l'heure, là.
On aurait dit...
Le tout à l'heure. Ah bah non. Oh le mec comment il arrive, genre comment il se la pète. Oh là là. Regarde comment il arrive. Ouais.
And many more great names are coming to the all-new Mac App Store too.
Ta braguette elle est ouverte.
We can't wait to see
tu vois le gars en conférence. Hey Greg, ta braguette elle est ouverte.
I'll hand it back to Craig.
So we think the Mac App
Par contre, Office 365, ouais.
generations of apps. And so we want to talk about some of the technologies that will be behind some of that next generation. We spoke earlier about ARKit. I want to talk about two more.
Metal.
Let's start with Metal. Now, Metal
Donc on va passer à Metal 3, ça va être sûr.
Performance graphics and computation from graphics processors. Metal was designed for modern GPUs.
En fait, Metal c'est l'équivalent de DirectX sur Windows en fait.
Level games like Fortnite from Epic to run great for the first time on mobile. But Metal also enables these games to scale to take full advantage of modern Macs. In fact, across iOS and the Mac, there are over 1 billion Metal-enabled devices. And we're constantly making Metal better. To bring the highest GPU performance and reach of all Macs, we've recently added support for external GPUs.
Ah, les GPU externes, ça par contre.
And the results are truly mind-boggling. For instance, running a filter in DaVinci Resolve.
Ça, c'est supporté mais depuis l'année dernière, mais le problème c'est que c'est mal géré. Donc là, je trouve que ça a l'air d'être un peu mieux. À voir sur le papier après ce que ça donne.
Achieving up to 8.5 times speed up. It's pretty awesome. Now, eGPUs also enable Macs to achieve all new levels of performance and realism in 3D rendering and gaming. Now, this beautiful forest you see here, this isn't a video capture. This is from Unity's new Book of the Dead interactive demo, and it's being rendered live right now on a MacBook with an eGPU powering this display. I mean, doesn't this look amazing?
Je suis curieux de voir en vrai ce que ça donne.
This is rendered live. We can check what's up ahead. So let's start walking. Now, Unity is using Metal's unified graphics and compute to generate real-time lighting and complex post-processing effects. So cool. And that's all rendered live on a MacBook running with an eGPU. It's pretty great. Now, another place where we're doing incredible acceleration with Metal is in machine learning. And today, ML specialists usually use one of these third-party libraries to train their models using servers. And now it turns out we can accelerate tools like this with our new metal performance shaders. We're seeing speed-ups of up to 20 times in using the GPU with metal instead of CPU-based training. And while speeding these tools up is great, we actually think there's a better way for most developers. And that's training on the Mac you already have, using a great new tool we call CreateML. Now, CreateML is designed to let you train without being a machine learning expert. You can train vision and natural language models. You can bring your own custom data, and it's really easy to use because it's all built in Swift. And in fact, you can use Xcode playgrounds to train your model. Just drag one in, your training set, and you can drag in your test set as well. And the training is all GPU accelerated, so it's incredibly fast.
Oui, parce que bon, pour l'instant, c'était un peu flou pour certaines personnes, ce genre de choses.
Who uses the camera to identify objects and speak them in multiple languages. And in the past, they would train their model with 20,000 images, and it would take them 24 hours to do so. Well, now, with CreateML, they can train that same model in 48 minutes on a MacBook Pro.
On veut
and on an iMac Pro, it's just 18 minutes. And what's even more incredible is that model, in the past for them, was 90 megabytes.
Ça fait quand même 2 heures qu'on est dessus, là. C'est quand même hallucinant.
Huge difference.
Déjà 2 heures?
Ouais.
Bah ouais.
Now, we also are making models run much faster on devices.
Et ils ont commencé à l'heure.
CoreML2. Now, CoreML is our technology for high-performance on-device machine learning, and now it's better than ever. It's 30% faster in on-device processing using a technique called batch predictions. And you can reduce your model size by up to 75% using quantization. And so that's CoreML and CreateML. You no longer have to be an expert in machine learning to build those techniques into your app. Now, these technologies are redefining what's possible in apps. And they're common not just to Mac OS, but also to iOS. And the fact that the Mac and iOS share so much technology has led people almost every year to keep asking us the question, are you merging iOS and Mac OS? So I'd like to take a moment to briefly address this question. No. Of course not.
Chier. Allez, loi de Morsing. On veut loi de Morsing.
We love the Mac because and we love Mac OS because it's explicitly created to the unique characteristics of Mac hardware, like the ergonomics of the keyboard and the trackpad, the flexibility in displays and storage, and because of the power it exposes, it makes the Mac able to accomplish almost anything. So we think that this question is actually coming from something else. You know, Mac users have access to a rich set of great native applications.
Est-ce qu'ils vont annoncer encore un truc de fou ou c'est
Bah, je sais pas.
On sait pas.
But Mac
Mais
users
on veut loi de Morsing.
use apps based on other technologies. We routinely access web-based experiences like Netflix that build on WebKit, the standards-based web technology in Safari. And we also run sometimes cross-platform games built on technology like Metal. And all of these platforms enrich the Mac user's experience. But we think there's room for one more. And so we'd like to give you a sneak peek of a multi-year project we have going on. Because we see a huge opportunity for the Mac to tap into the world's most vital app ecosystem. It's called iOS. I think you might be familiar with it. Now, there are millions of iOS apps out there, and we think some of them would be absolutely great on the Mac. And Mac users would love to have them there. And from a technical standpoint, it's actually a really good fit because from day one, iOS and Mac OS have shared common foundations. But iOS devices and Mac devices, of course, are different. And the user interfaces are somewhat different, and so the frameworks underneath are as well. And that makes today porting an app from one to the other some work. Well, we wanted to make this much easier. And so we've taken some key frameworks from iOS and brought them to the Mac. And we've adapted them to specific Mac behaviors like use of trackpad and mouse, window resizing, integration of things like copy and paste and drag and drop into the system services on the Mac. Now, phase one of this effort is to test it on ourselves. So this year in macOS, we've taken some of our own iOS apps, and we brought them to the Mac using this technologies to make sure it works well. You've actually heard about several of them earlier today. And it turns out they make fantastic Mac apps. And we were able to run the app with the Mac with very few code.
Je sais pas, tu rigolais tout seul.
Now, this is going to be coming to
c'est passionnant, hein.
Next year.
Coming to développement.
iOS apps to the Mac. And in the meantime, we hope you enjoy news,
On veut Ron Marsing.
docs, voice memos, and home in Mojave. Now, we're really excited about Mojave. From desktop, stacks, to Finder with gallery view, to enhanced screenshots and markup, news and home on the Mac for the first time, stocks, and of course,
Putain, il y en a un, il va s'endormir.
Hein?
Il y avait un mec qui montrait sa tête dans le public, mais what the fuck?
Ah ouais?
Fusion and hard drives and
constipé,
Safari tabs and now have favicons if you want them there. And of course, group FaceTime. So that's macOS Mojave. I hope you like it. I'm going to hand it back to Tim. Thank you so much.
On veut le Ron Marsing, on veut le Ron Marsing.
Thank you, Craig. What a huge update to macOS, and what an extraordinary morning. We got started with iOS 12.
Ah ouais, d'accord, il vient et ok, c'est juste pour ça.
Bringing Siri to any app with Siri shortcuts and screen time, and cool new communication features like Memoji and group FaceTime, and watchOS. Now with
On veut le Ron Marsing, on veut le Ron Marsing.
activity
Je pense que c'est
competitions, new
mort.
workouts, new Siri capabilities, and so much more. And Apple TV 4K, now with Dolby Atmos, some great new partnerships, and the ease of zero sign-on. And you're going to really love those new aerial screensavers. And macOS Mojave, with all new dark mode, great updates to desktop and Finder, enhanced privacy and security, and a completely redesigned Mac App Store. The updates will be available to our users this fall, and there will be developer betas for each of them after the keynote this morning.
Ouais, donc tu peux installer iOS 12 quoi, en bêta.
Ouais, super, on s'éclate, hein.
Before we close,
Non, mais je peux l'installer, mais.
we wanted to celebrate you.
Comment tu veux que je l'installe déjà?
Il faut un profil développeur.
So we
Oh,
went
moi, j'ai la
out
flemme.
and talked to some of the most important people in your lives.
Je préfère aller à la planche.
The ones that know you the best. And we made a short video.
Ça y est, c'est fini.
C'est fini?
Non, mais je crois.
On dirait.
Je sais pas, là il lance une vidéo, je sais pas ce que c'est.
Je sais pas, c'est des témoignages.
I don't have any idea
On a même pas eu le Ron Marsing.
how to create an app. I don't understand any of it.
Thank you.
Ask me another question.
My son is a developer at Robinhood.
My daughter Jyoti is a WWDC 2018 scholarship winner.
My brother started and founded Yelp. Timeless.
One drop.
Splitter critters.
Ah, par contre, ouais, les formats d'image, j'ai vu en fait, ils avaient une projection qui était assez grande quand même dans la salle, donc c'est pour ça. C'est pour que ça colle à leur écran.
He wanted computer books. He stayed in his bedroom making games while the other kids were outside playing.
And when she's really
De par le fait.
coding, almost always we have to tell my daughter to stop. But then my daughter would be like, just give me another 10 minutes. You know, I want to get this solved first.
When I watch him code, his eyes move in a weird way, and he's
Ah, je crois qu'il raconte
when my friends are over, I
des histoires de développeurs.
Ouais, c'est ça.
look at him, and they'd go, wow.
C'est super, hein, on sent déjà, il y a une dans la main.
Le waouh!
Came to us with the idea. We were like, okay, good luck. He started off in his small little one-bedroom apartment with next to nothing, and sacrificed eating a burger.
On veut le one more thing.
Ramen just so that he could, and
Mais je pense que c'est mort, il n'y en a pas.
Just buy the burger, and he's like, no, that's $3 that I could put towards the app.
Jeremy went out to build the first version of Yelp, and it was a total bust, total failure.
She tried really hard on a couple different titles, and you've never heard of them. And, you know, that's a really rough feeling.
That was definitely a low point for Jeremy, because it was like, hey, we got to retool and try again. What Jeremy did notice in the data was that people loved writing comments. And that was really the genesis of the second version of Yelp, which worked.
You have to be really okay with waking up to failure. And then at the end of a whole bunch of failures is something that's great.
Tessa didn't really think, I want to make an app. Tessa found
Putain, mais l'âge des gens, je me pose des questions quand même là.
could use the app to help to solve.
Emma's grandma was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She even forgot my daughter's birthday. So Emma tried to search for an app that would help, but she couldn't find it. So she said, you know, why don't we just do it ourselves?
My husband was a diabetic. That inspired Jeffrey to do something about diabetes. And it's an answer to a lot of people's prayers.
Jesse won the iPhone Game of the Year. I couldn't believe that he made it. I mean, to me, it was remarkable.
She pulled out her cell phone, and I saw his app on her phone, and I was like, trying
J'ai faim.
For my wife, it's not just creating, it's really wanting to be a part of something big.
The one lesson that I learned from Jeremy every day is just that determination, tenacity, the focus. He foresaw the impact that the iPhone was going to have. And he bet everything on getting an app for it. And I think that it was one of the most important things.
Putain, la voix du mec.
I think he's made a big difference, and so do thousands of other people.
She wants to not just learn, also teach others, and it makes me really proud to see her blossom.
And as a parent, no better thing is there than your kids do what they want to do. Because it isn't how much money you've made, it's really what changes you've left behind. And she's hoping to leave a lot of change behind.
Je suis curieux de savoir qui a écrit leur texte.
D'accord.
Je suis curieux de savoir qui c'est qui a écrit leur texte.
Moi.
I love that video. And I'm pleased that some of the developers are in the audience this morning. Their stories are great examples of all of your passion and your creativity. We love the work you do and the impact that it has on the world. It inspires all of us at Apple
Votre impact sur le monde.
every day. On behalf of everyone at Apple, thank you.
Thank you. Ouais, on n'a pas eu le one more thing. Mais ça, je m'en étais sûr, dans le sens...
And I'd also like to thank everyone at Apple who made today possible.
Ah bah c'est fini.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ah bah c'était super, c'était vraiment...
C'est fini.
Bah oui, non mais j'avais prévenu, hein, j'en étais sûr.
Bah c'est de la merde.
J'en étais sûr. Septembre.
Thank you.
Ah ouais,
Ouais,
ça
bah,
peut être en septembre. alors.
Septembre, j'ai la bar mitzvah. Désolé, j'ai des bar mitzvahs à m'occuper.
Lol. Et voilà, non mais j'en étais...
Sympa les quelques nouveautés de l'OS, mais...
Franchement, par l'OS 12, bah, je dirais que tout était à chier, hein.
Non mais ça, j'en étais sûr.
Faut le dire directement, faut pas mettre sa langue de bois, on est en live.
Moi, on m'a vendu une révolution, alors...
J'ai pas vendu, j'ai rien...
Non, c'est Yoshi.
Bah moi c'est Jojo.
Non, c'est pas vrai. Non.
Mapiou, écoute bien, nous sommes en live, alors on va en parler. Jusqu'à preuve du contraire, à part l'iOS 12, moi je vous le dis, à part l'iOS 12, tout est pourri.
Ouais, non mais c'est vrai que...
Pour finir avec un compte rendu...
Non mais c'est vrai, en plus, là-dessus, de par le fait...
Ah, ce bruit.
Ouais, c'est immonde. C'est immonde.
C'est qui a ouvert une bouteille de vin, là? Je sais pas.
L'alcoolique parle.
J'avoue.
On voit que chez Maman Piou, hein, on a l'habitude, hein.
C'est ça.
Mais non, mais j'ai entendu comme un tire-bouchon.
Oh, putain. Bah franchement, maintenant on peut dénouer les langues. OS2 c'est vraiment de la merde. Vous avez bien entendu, Hein? N'achetez pas Apple.
Non mais appareil iOS...
Attendez septembre pour une nouvelle sieste.
Non mais septembre ça peut pas être une sieste justement, là ça va être que du matériel pour dire.
Ouais, c'est ce qu'on dit.
Bah... Tu veux que je te rappelle tout ce qu'ils ont annoncé... Tu veux que je te rappelle tout ce qu'ils ont annoncé l'année dernière?
Ouais mais c'est ce qu'ils ont dit.
L'année dernière on a eu l'Apple TV 4K, on a eu l'Apple Watch 3, on a eu l'iPhone 8, on a eu l'iPhone X.
Ouais, bah voilà. Et là, en juin, on a quoi?
Bah c'est du logiciel, et j'avais prévenu.
Ah, juin.
J'avais prévenu. Hein.
Ah, tu les as arnaqués. Toi, tu m'as vendu du rêve.
Non, je t'ai dit.
Non.
Oh, l'outé.
Putain, le mec, il m'a vendu du rêve.
Non,
a Pew pour qu'on arrive là et on se dit, putain, j'ai la diarrhée, quoi.
J'ai rien rêvé, moi. J'ai rien vendu du rêve de rien, moi.
Ah bah ça, je l'ai vu, t'as pas vendu de regard, comment tu les as arnaqués, là, franchement. Apple, quoi. Aïe. Bon, à part l'iOS 12, franchement, le reste, non.
Ouais, bah... Ça nous... Enfin, on est moins concernés, quoi.
J'avoue.
Bah oui, c'est du développement, c'est ce que je vous avais dit.
Bah oui.
Non, mais c'était intéressant. J'ai pris quelques notes, hein.
Non, par contre, iOS 12, là, ça va être lourd.
Demain, je vais écrire un bouquin.
J'hésite à l'installer quand même.
Moi non, je l'installe pas. M'en fous.
Bon, sur ces belles paroles sages, on va vous souhaiter une bonne soirée, une bonne fin de live. Moi, je vais reprendre le contenu, lol. Donc voilà, et on vous fait... Hein?
Lol quoi, non mais j'y crois pas.
Quoi?
Non mais voilà quoi. J'y crois pas.
Allez, on vous fait des gros bisous et puis à je ne sais quand pour de nouvelles aventures.
Chocolaté.
Ciao.
Voilà, les bisous.
Ciao. Ciao. Bye. Stay kawaii.
Ça c'est ça, je sors ma chute ça.
Trop tard, elle est pas passée de toute façon.